Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. One Punch Man. Take Saitama as his disciple at the beginning. Chapter 61. How is this possible? No one can keep up with my speed. How on earth did you do it? Sonic looked at Chen Ming in disbelief as he found his location accurately, with even a bit of panic in his eyes. Why is this guy in front of me who seems to have no strength? How could he resolve his most famous move so easily? What is this? The answer to Sonic was Chen Ming's fist. The panicked Sonic was too late to dodge. I can only take this punch hard. The terrifying power instantly tore through Sonic's defense. His fist hit his chest hard. Sonic groaned. I just feel a sweetness in my throat. Until defeated, he still didn't have an answer. I don't understand why the guy named Chen Ming in front of me can catch him. Could it be that this is the strength of the Reserve Hero School winners? Such a terrifying guy is only a B-class hero in the Hero Association. So how scary is the Hero Association? Immediately afterwards, consciousness fell into coma. Chen Ming looked at Sonic who had fainted, and then suddenly remembered. It seems like he hasn't told Sonic the truth yet. But with Sonic's IQ, you should be able to imagine that it was because of the footprints on the beach that he betrayed himself, right? Chen Ming glanced at Sonic and shrugged. Get up and leave. Looking for the second weirdo. I wandered around the beach for less than half an hour. Just met the right target. Clam Monster didn't even wait to introduce himself. After being punched by Chen Ming, he received the lunch box. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level Clam Monster and obtaining a Strength Enhancer plus 20. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level Clam Monster and obtaining a Physical Enhancement Agent plus 20. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level Clam Monster and obtaining Speed Enhancer plus 20. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level Clam Monster and obtaining the Treasure Chest Key plus 1. Another Treasure Chest Key. Chen Ming looked at a rusty key lying quietly in the inventory and frowned. Could it be that there are treasure chests everywhere on the seabed? Otherwise, how come any weirdo can drop this treasure chest key? In order to confirm the thoughts in my heart, Chen Ming was in no hurry to leave. Instead, he continued to wander around, hunt other weirdos that come out of the sea. And the facts proved his suspicion. The next few sea fish monsters also dropped treasure chest keys. Exactly the same as the previous two. One handful or two is fine. There are now 5 keys. Could it be that there is something good in this treasure chest? Chen Ming's heart suddenly became hot. Start keeping an eye out for any suitable treasure chests around here. After some searching, he actually found 3. And look at it. It also seemed like a while. Chen Ming tentatively took out a key and tried to open the first treasure box. I didn't expect it to open immediately. Looking at the open treasure chest, Chen Ming's heartbeat couldn't help but start to accelerate. I wonder if there is anything good that can be found in this. Such as priceless jewelry, or something else. However, I soon became disappointed. Ding! You opened an old treasure chest, and there was nothing in it. Depend on. Isn't this playing tricks on people? Chen Ming couldn't help but swear. It's an empty box, and it's packed in such a mysterious way. Then he cursed and walked towards the second treasure chest. The second one turned out to be exactly the same as the first one. After opening it, it was empty. Not even a hair on it. Chen Ming's mouth twitched and he walked towards the last box with a black line. Ding! You opened a dilapidated treasure chest and accidentally discovered a treasure map. Just when Chen Ming broke the jar and thought there was nothing. Unexpectedly, there was an unexpected gain. Incomplete treasure map 6/1. This is a mysterious treasure map that was divided into 6 parts. Now it is scattered everywhere. It is necessary to collect all 6 pieces before they can be combined into a complete one. Have to. There is no difference between having it and not having it. It's not easy to open something. Unexpectedly, it is still incomplete and needs to find the other 5 copies. This is what you call finding a needle in a haystack, right? If that doesn't work, you can just put some attribute enhancers in it. Chen Ming rolled his eyes in anger. He threw the remaining 2 keys and the old treasure map into his backpack. Rushing towards the dormitory, but looking at his own attributes, his mood instantly improved. Character column. Name: Chen Ming. Age, 20 years old. Strength, 580. The maximum strength of a normal person is 10. Constitution, 576. The maximum value of normal human body constitution is 10. Speed, 582. The maximum speed of a normal person is 10. Combat skills. Junior martial artist, detective eye, clairvoyance, shock. Weapon, predator's gloves green. Comprehensive strength evaluation, wolf. If he were to encounter a wild boar monster and a bear monster now, Chen Ming was confident that he could easily solve them himself even without Xiao He taking action. After all, although Wolf Middle and Wolf Upper only seem to have improved some attributes. But it's also a world of difference. Now that we have reached Wolf level, the next step is to work hard to reach Wolf level, then Tiger level, Ghost level, and Dragon level. And it has to be done as soon as possible. Just think of 3 years from now. Ghost level monsters were everywhere, and Dragon level monsters were everywhere. Chen Ming felt overwhelmed. If you're not careful, you might get a box lunch. Even the joy of reaching the strength of a wolf has been diluted a lot. Chen Ming returned to the dormitory with deep thoughts. Teacher, where have you been? The teacher came to see you just now. Chen Ming just entered the dormitory. Saitama came up to him. Huh, what do you want from me? Chen Ming looked confused. I don't know. The teacher didn't say anything. He just said that when you come back, you should go there quickly. It seems there is something urgent. Saitama shook his head. The teacher didn't mention it. He just asked him to tell the teacher and rush over as soon as possible. Emergency. Chen Ming was confused. The teacher could come to him for any urgent matter. With this doubt, Chen Ming came to the teacher's room. As a result, not a single figure was seen. Knocked on the door, but there was no movement. Look, no one. Chen Ming shrugged and prepared to go back to the dormitory first. Wait until tomorrow. However, he had just taken a few steps. He was stopped. Chen Ming, come in. Kawanako's voice came from the direction of the door. Chen Ming didn't think much about it. He opened the door and walked in directly. Kawanako teaches. Chen Ming was about to say hello. As a result, I was dumbfounded when I raised my head. Kawanako was wearing a loose bathrobe and walked out of the bathroom, wiping her wet hair with a towel as she walked. What's more terrible is, Kawanako didn't seem to notice that the collar on her chest was open. Looking at it from Chen Ming's point of view, the beautiful scenery is panoramic. Just when Chen Ming was struggling to look away, a flying kick also kicked over. Teacher Kawanako, listen to my explanation. Chen Ming retreated violently. Dodged Kawanako's leg skills. At the same time, he wanted to explain to Kawanako, trying to resolve this misunderstanding. What's the explanation? Kawanako gritted her teeth and held her collar tightly with one hand. Just now I was in a hurry. He made such a stupid mistake. And it was still seen by his own students. The thought of this. She was ashamed and angry. Chen Ming must be taught a lesson. Otherwise, it would be difficult to get rid of the bad breath in her heart. But she forgot one thing. I just came out of the bathroom in a hurry. I haven't had time to wear my clothes yet, so. While Chen Ming dodged. It seems that I saw something I shouldn't have seen again. He looked at Chen Ming staring directly at him. Kawanako suddenly remembered something. Stop quickly. Teacher Kawanako, please listen to my explanation. I really didn't mean to do it. I heard Saitama say that you came to see me in an emergency, so I came here. I really didn't mean to peek at you. Chen Ming saw Kawanako stop. Somewhat regretful. But he looked straight and said quickly. You come with me. Kawanako took a deep breath. Suppress the anger in my heart. Then he turned around and walked outside. Chen Ming didn't know why, so he followed Kawanako, one after the other. Came to Principal Nanako's office. Go in. Kawanako pointed to Nanako's office in front. Although I don't understand why. But Chen Ming still knocked on the door and walked in. You're here, sit down quickly. Nanako looked at Chen Ming who walked in, the corners of her mouth raised slightly. He stroked his glasses. Principal, what do you want from me? Chen Ming couldn't figure it out. What could Nanako do to him? I have nothing to do with you. I mainly want to tell you that Kato has been expelled for violating the rules and has also been expelled from the Heroes Association. From now on, he is not allowed to enter the Heroes Association or Reserve Heroes. School. Just when Chen Ming was making wild guesses, Nanako suddenly said. Chen Ming was stunned for a moment. He didn't care what happened to Kato Yin. He cares. Why did Nanako tell him this matter so seriously? What is happening? Why? Chen Ming frowned. He raised his head and looked at Nanako. Observing Nanako's reaction. What why? Nanako met Chen Ming's gaze, smiled, and leaned back on the chair with a calm expression. Why are you telling me this? Chen Ming made it clear. If you want to ask why, Kato has had some unpleasantness with you before, so he will probably blame you for this. I just want to remind you to be careful. Nanako smiled slightly. Thank you for reminding me. Chen Ming has a black streak on his head. Now that you know this is going to happen, then you should explain it directly to Kato Yin. What's the point of calling me here? Okay, that's all I have to say. It's getting late. You should go back and rest early. By the way, as far as I know, Kato has always done whatever it takes to get revenge. Even in the dormitory of the Reserve Hero School, it's not necessarily safe, so be careful. After saying a few words, Nanako gave the order to expel the guests. At the same time, he added again. Chen Ming was unable to complain and nodded. Get up and leave. As for what Nanako said about Kato Yin, she didn't care. If he can defeat him once, he can naturally defeat him twice. It doesn't matter how many times you come. Anyway, there are many here, just to give away attributes. Watching Chen Ming's figure gradually disappear into the night, Kawanako, who had been guarding the door, walked in. Vice President, as far as I know, Kato is a man with insidious methods and ruthless intentions. He will definitely take crazy revenge on Chen Ming. Why don't we just arrest him or control him? She could hear it clearly outside the door just now. No matter what Chen Ming said, they are all her students. She didn't want anything bad to happen to her students. Don't worry, when have I ever done such an uncertain thing? I have sent people to monitor Kato Yin closely. If there is any trouble, I will find it out immediately. I will never let him hurt Chen Ming every bit. The corners of Nanako's mouth rose. Show a smile full of meaning. Of course, it was after she tested Chen Ming's true strength. Chen Ming put his hands in his pockets, returned to the dormitory unfazed. Hugh wanted to inquire about some information, but Chen Ming dismissed him casually. Then he went back to his room to rest. The night is as dark as ink. Beach location. Several figures walked out of the ocean. Under the moonlight, several fish monsters can be seen. Hey, look, there seems to be a human here. Really, this guy must be dead, right? Otherwise, why wouldn't he run away when he saw us? It seems like he's not dead yet, he's still breathing. Hey, stinking human, wake up. Several fish monsters surrounded the unconscious Sonic. One of the big-headed fish monsters also kicked Sonic. However, no matter how much they shouted, Sonic didn't move. In that case, let me take you on your way. The big-headed fish monster laughed ferociously, raised his fist, and hit Sonic hard on the head. Prepare to get to know this human being in one shot. Base. Under night. A cold light flashed past. Sonic, who was still in a coma, woke up at some point. The katana in his hand was bleeding. Several fish monsters surrounding it. I haven't realized what happened yet. The head has become separated from the body. They never discovered how they died. Hateful. Sonic shook his somewhat groggy head. The memory of the battle just now is a bit confusing. I can't remember how I fell. I just remember that a green fist magnified infinitely before my eyes, infinitely larger. Then, consciousness dissipates. Well, recall that unstoppable punch. Sonic felt a dull pain in his injured chest again. His brows furrowed in pain. Next time you meet that guy, you must win him back. Sonic firmly engraved Chen Ming's figure in his mind. Then quickly disappeared into the night. City Z, a tavern. Kato's face turned ugly. He grabbed the wine glass in front of him and poured it into his stomach in large gulps. Boss, this is so unfair. It's obviously not your fault, why should I fire you? The little brother with a sharp mouth and monkey cheeks on the side helped pour the wine and fanned the flames. Then he carefully raised his head and looked around. Then he walked closer to Katoin and lowered his voice. Boss, do you want to take revenge with your own hands? I have a way. How? Just you. Kato glared at the younger brother next to him angrily. I became even more angry when I mentioned this. You said before that the killer was reliable, but what happened? The result was that it was useless. I got 100,000 yuan in vain. Boss, look what this is. The younger brother is not angry or upset. He smiled playfully and put his hand into his arms mysteriously. He quickly found a purple red, still beating weird cell. Huh, what is this disgusting thing? Kato squinted his eyes and was so drunk that he couldn't distinguish what was in front of him for a while. This is a weirdo cell. I picked it up from the forest. I heard that as long as you eat these weirdo cells, you can become a weirdo. Do you remember the three brothers Lilac Big Bear and Lilac Airshong before? They are after eating this thing, I became so strong. The younger brother handed the monster cells to Kato Yin. This is real. Kato gradually began to undergo some changes due to the gaze he looked at the weird cell, and even began to feel a little moved. Of course it's true. I was hiding aside and heard what Lilac Bear said with my own ears, that he ate this weirdest cells. The man with a sharp mouth and monkey cheeks nodded repeatedly. Boss, that guy Lilac Bear is no match for you at all. Even after he ate the weirdo cells, he became so strong. If you eat them, you will definitely become stronger. The man continued to confuse, continuously inducing. Seeing that Kato Yin was still a little hesitant. Keep talking. Boss, have you forgotten that guy Chen Ming? Although the assassination failed this time, it just gave you a chance to take revenge with your own hands. As long as you eat this weirdo cell, Chen Ming can do whatever you want with him. What do you want? How about that? Chen Ming. Kato's eyes instantly became bloodshot. Full of rage. Using this anger, he directly stuffed the weirdo cells into his mouth. Swallow it in one gulp. The man with a sharp mouth and monkey cheeks looked at Kato after he swallowed the monster cells. A smile flashed deep in his eyes. Standing aside, quietly observing Kato Yin's changes. Chen Ming, I want you to die. Kato's figure quickly grew in size. In the blink of an eye, it was already 3 meters tall. The muscles all over his body exploded, and his whole body turned purple. The voice gradually became rough, and finally turned into a wail. He shouted Chen Ming's name loudly. Then break open the tavern. Rushing towards the reserve hero school. The man with a sharp mouth and monkey cheeks took out something that looked like an instrument. Observing the changes of Kato Yin, who turned into a monster. It seems to be collecting data. Chen Ming, get out of here, uncle. Kato kept roaring and rampaging along the way. Everything in front of him was knocked away without any attention. Boom. Chen Ming slept soundly. Suddenly I felt the ground in the distance shaking. Then a roar came. Open your eyes all at once. Just be prepared to go outside and see what's going on. As a result, I just left the bedroom. Then I saw Xiao Daochun slowly walking in from outside. Huh, how did you? Looking at Xiao Daochun, Chen Ming had a strange expression. What's the deal with coming to the dormitory in the middle of the night? Could it be that he wanted to make a promise with his body or something? Huh, are you awake? Xiao Daochun looked at Chen Ming standing at the door and smiled. Just now, Chen Ming pointed outside. Oh, there was a big guy who was throwing a tantrum just now, and then I went over and took a look, and now he's quiet. Xiao Daochun shrugged. By the way, that big guy has been calling your name before, as if he knows you. No, to be precise, he seems to have some deep grudge against you. You know me. Do you still have a deep hatred? Chen Ming went through everything in his mind, but couldn't find the right person. I'm so sleepy after eating and drinking. I'll go back to bed first. Saying that, Xiao Daochun yawned and walked straight to the tent next to Chen Xianghezi's bedroom. Since when was there an extra tent here? Chen Ming's mouth twitched. Fortunately, he just thought that Xiao Daochun was greedy for his body, so he came to the door in the middle of the night. Now it seems, it was entirely his overthinking. Xiao Daochun seems to live here too. But luckily, fortunately, I didn't say it out loud just now. Otherwise, that would really be the rhythm of dying on the spot. Chen Ming touched the tip of his nose awkwardly, turned around and returned to the bedroom. As for the enemy, the big guy. Wait until dawn tomorrow. Now, he just wants to have a good sleep. It is located more than 100 meters away from the reserve hero school. Kato, who turned into a monster, fell to the ground at this moment. Compared with just now, withered and shriveled, apparently sucked dry. In the shadow of the corner, Kato Yin's follower slowly walked out. Looking at Kato Yin being killed in front of him, his face changed slightly. Leave Z City quickly. Rushing towards the Evolution House. What? Evolution House? Dr. Kinos is conducting new experiments to purify weirdo cells. Hear the latest news from the clone. He was stunned for a moment. The petri dish in his hand fell to the ground and shattered into pieces. How is this possible? How can that defective mosquito girl survive in the world? Shouldn't it be dead long ago? Dr. Kinos asked. I don't know this either. It was the faceless man who came back and said that he followed the instructions and used the monster cells on humans and was tracking and collecting intelligence. In the end, they were only separated for a short period of time. When he rushed over, that the weirdos have been sucked dry. The clone quickly explained. Where's the image? I want to see the image from that time. Dr. Genos ordered the clone unceremoniously. The image is completely black and nothing can be seen. The clone said again. What the hell is going on? Dr. Genos looked ugly. It was originally thought that the cultured experimental subject number 66 failed, and the transformation of Mosquito Girl into a monster also failed. These experiments that he had abandoned. He seems to be very active outside at the moment, showing his unparalleled talent. On the contrary, these works, which he called perfect, were vulnerable and could not bring back any useful information. This kind of frustration drove him crazy, and he was about to enter a state of madness. The replica dared not speak out. I can only exit quietly. Somebody come. There was madness in Genos's eyes. He absolutely cannot accept such a failure. To prove that you were right. Make up for this mistake. Decided to send people to completely eliminate the zombie man and the mosquito girl. A failure should disappear completely. Genos had a crazy smile on his face. The next day, Chen Ming slept until the sun was shining on his buttocks and then he woke up. When I wake up, I feel completely refreshed. However, when he subconsciously glanced at the backpack. But the whole person was completely stunned. He froze in place for a moment. System, what's going on? Chen Ming asked hurriedly. Suddenly I woke up, turned the backpack upside down. No matter how you look at it, the backpack contains nothing but the death scythe and a few old treasure chest keys. Empty, cleaner than his face. The weird crystal core that the zombie man gave him disappeared, as if it evaporated out of thin air. Isn't this a bug? Ding, pets have the same authority to use backpacks as their hosts, and the weird crystal core has been absorbed by Pet Xiaohei not long ago. What am I doing? Chen Ming's whole body was numb. Can you still play like this? If he had known this earlier, he would never have put the weird crystal core here. At least not in a backpack. Have to. Originally, the weirdo crystal core was in hand. Chen Ming can still call Xiaohei boldly once. Now there is no weird core. Chen Ming didn't dare to provoke Xiaohei easily. Otherwise, the weirdo wouldn't have killed him by then. Instead, he was beaten by Xiaohei. That would be embarrassing. Fortunately, his strength has improved a bit now. The self-protection ability is much stronger than before. Teacher, did you make the teacher angry yesterday? When the teacher came over just now, his face was not very good. Chen Ming just walked out of the bedroom with deep thoughts. Saitama came up to him. He leaned close to Chen Ming and whispered softly. Well, the corners of Chen Ming's mouth twitched slightly. The blushing scene from last night automatically came to mind. The old man blushed. He coughed a few times to cover up his embarrassment and quickly changed the subject. Saitama, have you finished your training today? You must be lazy, right? Ah, I almost forgot. Saitama patted his head. He quickly turned around and ran towards the outside of the dormitory. At the same time, there was a burst of emotion. As expected, the teacher was teaching him wholeheartedly. Even small things like this are kept in mind. I couldn't imagine it. The reason why Chen Ming knew that he didn't exercise today. It's entirely because I didn't receive the reward for today's exercise. As Saitama's strength continues to increase, the attributes of whoring every day have also changed from 1 to 2 points at the beginning to 5 to 10 points. Although it is not a lot, over time, it is not a small sum in a year. Especially the stronger Saitama is, the more attributes he will get for free. Chen Ming will naturally be particularly concerned. It's really dangerous. I heard that a strange man suddenly appeared in the middle of the night yesterday. He was less than 100 meters away from our Reserve Heroes Association school. If he hadn't been stopped by the mysterious man and rushed all the way, we might have suffered a lot here. Not a small loss. Chen Xianghezi, wearing a light purple dress and black leather shoes with black laces, came back from outside. His handsome face was filled with joy of escaping disaster. Tell Chen Ming the news he just heard on the way back. Huh, really? Chen Ming pretended to be a little surprised. It seems that the strength of the weirdo yesterday should be very good. Otherwise, it would not have been possible for the news to come out so quickly. Pity. If it weren't for Xiao Daochun, he can get another wave of attributes for free. It would be better to stay away from Xiao Daochun in the future. Otherwise, Xiao Daochun is here. It is almost impossible for him to obtain the attribute of free prostitution. Just when Chen Ming was hesitating whether to go to the beach to look for weirdos like yesterday, monster attacks occurred one after another in Z City. It attracted the close attention of local high-level officials. It was played on the radio in a loop from morning to night, telling the citizens of City Z to be extra careful when traveling. Once you encounter a weirdo, you must run away as soon as possible, and never get entangled with the weirdo in a hot-headed manner. To this, Chen Ming was not worried, but showed a hint of expectation. Because there are just more and more weirdos, he can have more and faster attributes to improve his strength. And the next period of time, all kinds of weirdos gathered in the streets and alleys. Ah, help, there's a weirdo, someone help me, there's a weirdo here. Help. Overnight, the number of weirdos in City Z increased dramatically. A weirdo who is hard to meet in the first place. At this moment, it appears in the streets and alleys from time to time. People looked at the weirdo who suddenly appeared. Caught off guard with fear. He could only flee for his life in a hurry. Although the human casualties were heavy. But many powerful heroes have also been discovered. For example, Stinger became an A-level hero 3 years later. There is also the A-level hero Gatling, etc. Some of these heroes appear. The weirdos in City Z are temporarily under control. However, the situation is still very serious. Many people who have lived in Z City for generations have no choice but to leave their hometown. Travel to a completely unfamiliar city. Of course, there are more people who believe that weirdos are only temporary. Under the protection of the heroes, the weirdos will definitely be driven out. But the situation continues to develop in an unfavorable direction. To this, Chen Ming was not worried but happy. I wish the streets were full of weirdos. Only in this way can he continue to have free whoring attributes. Chen Ming almost lives outside these days. He searched for the whereabouts of the weirdo non-stop day and night. Although very tired, but the harvest is also very gratifying. 3 days to come. Chen Minglong killed a total of 12 monsters that are above the wolf level. Character column. Name, Chen Ming. Age, 20 years old. Strength, 780. The maximum strength of a normal person is 10. Constitution, 776. The maximum value of a normal human body's constitution is 10. Speed, 782. The maximum speed of a normal person is 10. Combat skills. Junior martial artist, detective eye, clairvoyance, shock. Weapon, predator's gloves green. Comprehensive strength evaluation, wolf. Chen Ming is quite satisfied with the improvement in strength. Go on at this rate. In a few days, he would successfully reach the level of Wolf Peak. There was just one thing that worried him. That was how many days had passed since the last time Xiao He ate. According to the rules summarized before, Xiao He will start eating in 3 days at most. If you haven't been able to find a good quality weird crystal core by then. Chen Ming's scalp felt numb just thinking about it. He began to search harder for the weirdo. I hope I can do it before Xiao He wakes up. Find the right weirdo core. Old, teacher, it's not good. Just after Chen Ming killed the last wolf-level monster, Saitama hurried over from the side. What's wrong? Chen Ming turned around and looked at Saitama aside. Teacher, just now, a group of weirdos broke into the Reserve Hero School and went straight to our dormitory. Saitama came running all the way. He said breathlessly. What? Chen Ming was stunned for a moment and his face darkened. Suddenly I realized something was wrong. I thought these weirdos were coming here strangely before. They appear in every corner of Z City inexplicably. At first I didn't think much about it. Just think that Z City may be about to erupt in a wave of weirdos. But now it seems, this strange crowd seems to be controlled by someone secretly. Go back to the dormitory. Chen Ming took a deep breath and said something to Qiu beside him. Then he rushed towards the dormitory. Now, inside the Reserve Hero School campus, a small legion of more than a dozen monsters at the wolf level and at the peak of their strength rampaged along the way. Anyone who dares to go against them will not hold back at all. They all fell to the ground. It also includes 3 talented teachers. Hey, right in front. That's right, that little girl is right in front. Get her, just get her, we'll be one step closer. Come on. A dozen weirdos looked at the dormitory with room A102 written on the door, and their eyes lit up. Diversion route. Head straight to the dormitory. Asshole. Inside the dormitory, Hell Fubuki was observing the situation outside through the window. If there was just one weirdo out there, or maybe 2 weirdos, she can still handle it. But now there are more than a dozen weirdos out there. It was simply not something she could handle. All hopes can only be pinned on Chen Ming. I hope Chen Ming can come back as soon as possible. As long as Chen Ming comes back, she has confidence. With the cooperation of the 2, be able to get rid of these weirdos. Only, Hell Fubuki looked at the weird people getting closer and closer outside. My heart sank. I'm afraid there is no time to wait for Chen Ming to come back. If that's the case, let's fight. Hell Fubuki's face showed determination. Fold your hands in front of your chest. 2 hurricanes appeared out of thin air behind them, slowly coming together. This is a new move she has just developed during this period. Roar, twin Hell Arashi. With the thought of hell blowing snow, 2 hurricanes hit the weird people in front of them. Want to catch them off guard. But the monsters face the attack of Hell Fubuki. Not affected at all. One by one, they were grinning ferociously and rushing towards them. Xiao Daochun, I'll open an opening for you. You can take Chenxiang Hezi and leave immediately. Inside the dormitory, Hell Fubuki took a deep breath. Decided to fight the monsters to the end. At the same time, prepared to make a hole in the wall of the dormitory. Let Xiao Daochun take the opportunity to leave with Chenxiang Hezi. What will you do when we leave? Chenxiang Hezi's face showed a bit of worry. Look at Hell Fubuki. I have my own way. If you stay here, you will only distract me. Hell Fubuki said with a deliberately cold face. Humph, I don't believe it. Chenxiang Hezi curled her lips. She is not a 3-year-old child. I won't be fooled so easily. This situation before us, with the ability to blow snow from hell, there was obviously no chance of escape. Obviously he is prepared to sacrifice himself. Save them both. Believe it or not, it's up to you. Hell Fubuki glanced at Asaka Heka who refused to leave. Look away. Although the words are still unforgiving. But there was a surge of emotion in my heart. I didn't expect such a critical moment. Still willing to fight side by side with her. Even if not much help. Don't worry, the 3 of us are here, we will definitely be able to hold on for a while. Saitama has already gone to find Chen Ming, and I believe he will be back soon. Xiao Daochun's words were filled with incomparable confidence. These weirdos are simply not enough to look at in front of her army of mosquitoes. However, she cannot reveal her identity yet. Once exposed, the fate waiting for her may be very miserable. Just when the 3 women were discussing whether to advance or retreat together, Chen Ming finally arrived. Chen Ming jumped up. A nice landing. Come down from the dormitory roof. Blocking in front of the dormitory room A102 door. You brat, who are you? Be sensible and get out of the way of your uncle. Otherwise, be careful with your head. Believe it or not, your uncle will eat you right now. The target is in the house in front of you, and you can complete the task right before your eyes. A dozen weirdos showed their fierce looks. Be prepared to fight quickly and deal with Chen Ming quickly. Facing the siege of more than a dozen weirdos, the corners of Chen Ming's mouth rose. Tiptoe to the ground, he flexibly shuttled among a dozen weirdos. From time to time he punches, hitting the weirdest vitals with one punch. In just a few breaths, almost half of the weirdos had fallen into Chen Ming's hands. The remaining weirdos quickly gathered together. He looked at Chen Ming in front of him warily. You, who are you? There was a bit of fear in the crocodile monster's eyes. The voice trembled slightly. I am a person who specializes in killing monsters. The corners of Chen Ming's mouth rose. Smiling, rushed into the crowd of weirdos again. Chen Ming was like a tiger descending from the mountain. Rushed into the flock of lambs. The remaining weirdos didn't wait to react. He had already fallen into a pool of blood. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the ghost-level crocodile monster and gaining strength plus 20. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the ghost-level crocodile monster and gaining physical strength plus 20. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the ghost-level crocodile monster and gaining speed plus 20. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the ghost-level werewolf monster and gaining strength plus 20. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the ghost-level werewolf monster and gaining plus 20 physical fitness. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the ghost-level werewolf monster and gaining speed plus 20. Comma. Dozens of electronic prompts sounded in succession. Chen Ming's attributes instantly skyrocketed. Character column. Name, Chen Ming. Age, 20 years old. Strength, 1150. The maximum strength of a normal person is 10. Constitution, 1120. The maximum value of normal human body constitution is 10. Speed, 1156. The maximum speed of a normal person is 10. Combat skills. Junior martial artist, detective eye, clairvoyance, shock. Weapon, predator's gloves green. Comprehensive strength evaluation. Tiger level lower. Chen Ming, you are so awesome. I never thought you were capable. I can take care of them all by myself without you. Chenxiang Hezi, Xiao Daochun, and Hel Fubuki made their voices heard one after another. Chenxiang Hezi's eyes kept looking cautious. He just missed throwing himself into Chen Ming's arms. The excitement cannot be described in words. As for Xiao Daochun, he was a little surprised. Although I knew Chen Ming was very powerful before. But I didn't expect Chen Ming to be so strong. The final Hel Fubuki. Although relieved, but he still refused to admit defeat and said stiffly. In response, Chen Ming just smiled and said nothing more. At this moment, he had no intention of chatting with the three women. Nor was he very happy that his strength had been successfully improved to the tiger level. Because, just now, he passes through the eye of detection. Not far away, I found a guy with an extremely terrifying aura. And this guy is obviously in the same group with these weirdos. Boy, you did a great job. I didn't expect that you could defeat so many test subjects, but your luck ends here. Because you met me, I will definitely defeat you and take you back. Quote. It's this guy. Listening to the stiff, electronically synthesized sound, Chen Ming immediately thought of the other party's identity. The guy who has been hiding in the dark without showing up is the armored gorilla known as the number 3 combat power of the Evolution House. That guy Genos sent all the armored gorillas here. Chen Ming's heart sank. According to his previous inference, the strength of the armored gorilla is at least about that of a ghost, and may even reach the peak of ghost level. After all, it was 3 years later, after the Evolution House was destroyed by Saitama and Genos. The armored gorilla who went out to buy groceries easily killed the martial gorilla at the peak of the tiger level. This is when martial gorilla has just appeared. The real strength must be at the ghost level. Although he had just solved a group of wolf-level monsters and successfully upgraded to tiger-level strength. But facing a ghost-level gorilla, there is obviously no chance of winning, even if Xiao He comes. Well, Chen Ming was thinking deeply about how to deal with the armored gorilla later. But suddenly he was stunned. His expression showed a bit of surprise and confusion. Just now, he casually threw a spy eye at the armored gorilla. Then he unexpectedly obtained the data of the armored gorilla. Armor gorilla, strength, tiger level above. Ability, strengthened shield, powerful hammer. Tiger level. Chen Ming looked at the introduction of the armored gorilla. I wonder if my eyesight is wrong. The strength of the armored gorilla is only tiger level. Rubbed his eyes. Then read it carefully, word by word. Confirmed. The strength of the armored gorilla is indeed only at the tiger level. Since it is only at the tiger level, Chen Ming was originally unsure. I felt confident instantly. The ghost level armored gorilla is difficult to deal with. But only the armored gorilla on the tiger level. He is quite confident. Boy, you forced me to do this. The armored gorilla saw that Chen Ming did not surrender obediently and just stood there. He immediately said again in a stiff tone. At the same time, he suddenly rushed towards Chen Ming. Just when he was still a few meters away from Chen Ming. Both feet kicked the ground suddenly. Leap high. Put your hands together into fists. It hit Chen Ming hard below. Chen Ming moved quickly disappeared in place. Easily dodge armored gorilla attacks. Boy, you've been fooled. The armored gorilla raised his right hand towards Chen Ming. Countless iron chains were instantly activated from the palm of his hand. They surrounded Chen Ming from all directions. Now that he was in the air, Chen Ming had nowhere to hide and no way to use his strength. He could only watch as the armored gorilla's iron chains fell. The armored gorilla raised his other hand. A series of incredibly powerful cannonballs are ready. They all flew in the direction of Chen Ming. Stop it. On the side, Hell Fubuki's face showed unprecedented seriousness. Use all your strength to stimulate the power of thought. The missile finally stopped when it was less than 2 meters away from Chen Ming. What? The armored gorilla looked at the sudden change. His expression changed. I turned around and realized it was Hell Fubuki's fault. He was about to attack Hell Fubuki. Hell Fubuki used up the last bit of strength in his body. Redirect missiles in the air. Fly towards the armored gorilla. Although it failed to hurt the armored gorilla. However, it successfully broke the iron locks that bound Chen Ming. Asshole. The armored gorilla's expression changed. Realized something was wrong. He ignored Hell Fubuki. He raised his hand again and pointed it at Chen Ming, who was not far away. Want to do the same thing again? Tie Chen Ming up again. Chen Ming, who had already suffered a loss, responded quickly. Flexible steps, changing positions. Easily throw off the large network of iron locks in the air. While the armored gorilla wants to recover the iron lock, Chen Ming also stepped forward at the same time. A hard punch to the head of the armored gorilla. It's useless, my helmet is made of the hardest alloy, and it can't be destroyed by your strength. The sarcastic voice of the armored gorilla came from within the armor. This armor is Dr. Genos's and is forged from the hardest metal. Those with strength below the ghost level cannot be hurt at all. That is to say, unless Chen Ming breaks through to ghost level or above in battle. Otherwise, it has established itself in an absolutely invincible position. There is only one outcome to this competition. That is when it wins the final victory, and Chen Ming will become a prisoner. Really, who told you that I was going to destroy the armor? The corners of Chen Ming's mouth raised slightly. Step aside. Next, let's watch Xiao Hei's performance. The armored gorilla was stunned for a moment. I was about to ask Chen Ming what he meant. The next moment, it deeply realized the meaning of this sentence. My body ached slightly. It seemed like something had gotten into its body. Then there was a burst of damage to the internal parts. It was only a few breaths before and after. It has already lost its ability to move. Turned into a pile of scrap metal, with the central line torn off. Its consciousness also completely dissipated. Ding! Congratulations to the host pet Xiao Hei, for killing the tiger-level armored gorilla monster and obtaining a strength enhancer plus 60. Ding! Congratulations to the host pet Xiao Hei, for killing the tiger-level armored gorilla monster and obtaining a physical enhancer plus 70. Ding! Congratulations to the host pet Xiao Hei, for killing the tiger-level armored gorilla monster and receiving plus 50 strength enhancer. Ding! Congratulations to the host pet Xiao Hei, for killing the tiger-level armored gorilla monster and obtaining the hard armor plus 1. I'm so excited. Take off your sister's armor. What I want is the weirdo crystal. Chen Ming looked forward to the rewards for killing the armored gorilla. When seen, an extra bonus is given to the hard armor. Everyone on the spot was stunned. Not to mention that he has no use for this armor at all. Even if it comes in handy. There's no rush to use it now. That guy Xiao Hei is awake now. If there were no weird crystals, I'm going to suck his blood. With Xiao Hei's current strength, I'm afraid I can't just punch him off and kick him. But it's too late to say anything now. Blackie emerged from the armor of the armored gorilla. Just when Chen Ming braced himself and prepared for heavy bleeding, Xiao Hei turned around, come to the shoulder position. He crossed his body, closed his eyes, and fell asleep comfortably. What's happening here? Chen Ming looked surprised. He was already prepared to be sucked half to death. Why did Xiaohei suddenly change his mind? But no matter why. At least he escaped, judging from the identity of the armored gorilla. This time they suddenly appeared in City Z and attacked humans. These dozen weirdos were most likely from the Evolution House. Except for the House of Evolution after all. He really couldn't think of anyone else who could have such a big hand. And the Evolution House's goal this time seems to be to follow the Mosquito Lady's path to spring. Not good. Chen Ming's heart sank, and he felt deeply worried. Now that Xiao Daochun has been attacked, the zombie man who also comes from the Evolution House may also. Anyway, although the zombie man left him speechless. But they are also friends after all. Chen Ming couldn't just watch the zombie man in danger. Saitama, you stay here first. I'll go out, he ordered to Saitama. Go straight to the neighborhood where the zombie man is. Asshole, is this guy also a weirdo? He can't be killed no matter what. How on earth can I kill this guy? When Chen Ming arrived, the community where the zombie man lives has been captured by weirdos. The open space in front of the community. The zombie man is being beaten by a group of tiger-level monsters. Every time he stood up, he would be beaten up by a few weirdos. Then lie down again. Watching the zombie man is not life-threatening. Chen Ming's heart dropped back into his stomach. I even feel that this scene is inexplicably joyful. I have the urge to eat a plate of melon seeds and watch them at the same time. Chen Ming, why are you here? Are you trying to save me? Don't worry, they can't kill me. What am I doing? Chen Ming's face almost turned green. He was planning to take advantage of the fact that the weirdos didn't notice, sneak up on them, and get rid of a few of them first. Then cooperate with the zombie man to deal with the remaining weirdos. The result is yet to come. The zombie man revealed his location. Huh, you guys are hiding here. Could it be that you want to sneak attack us? Go to hell. Several weirdos heard the zombie man's words and noticed Chen Ming beside them. The ant-shaped weirdo on the left rushed up with a ferocious smile. Prepare to take it out on Chen Ming first. I'll settle the score with you later. Chen Ming glared at the zombie man fiercely. Leave the place hurriedly. Dodge the attack of the ant monster. At the same time, he is looking for opportunities to counterattack. Boy, go to hell. The ant weirdo laughed ferociously. A pair of giant claws came towards Chen Ming. If this is caught, I'm afraid it won't be cut in half instantly. Chen Ming didn't dare to be careless. He kept retreating and dodging. Relying on being faster than the ant monster, he kept going around. Seize the opportunity at the same time. A punch hit the connection between the ant's head and neck. Bada! The ant monster's head was blown off directly. Bones rolled on the ground for a long distance. This guy ant is so weak. Huh, you didn't use anything, you're really embarrassing us. Instead of being sad, several of the ant monster's companions were filled with disgust in their words. He despises the ant monsters for being too weak and not worthy of being with them. Take advantage of this gap. The zombie man finally got up from the ground. Breaking away from the encirclement, he came to Chen Ming's side. Only one has been eliminated, and there are 5 left. But if the two of us join forces, we have a certain chance of winning. The zombie man and Chen Ming stood back to back. He looked at the 5 weirdos in front of him. Listen to the zombie man. Chen Ming has a black streak on his head. I wish I could go up and strangle this fool to death. He came to save people out of the goodness of his heart. As a result, the zombie man was not grateful and even exposed his location to the weirdo. Attracting attacks from weirdos. Fortunately, he is strong enough. Kill the weirdo instead. As a result, zombie man was not grateful. Instead, you still disliked him for solving one. Give me the 3 on the left, and leave the 2 on the right to you. The zombie man began to arrange his own tactics. Then he took the lead and rushed towards the 3 weirdos on the left. Looking at the zombie man fighting with 3 weirdos, Chen Ming resisted the urge to go up and give him a knife, and got entangled with the 2 weirdos. With his flexible steps and moves, successfully killed 2 monsters. The result is not waiting for relief. The voice of the zombie man calling for help came again from the other side. I owe you. Chen Ming's mouth twitched. While breathing fragrance, join the fight. With the addition of Chen Ming, the battle changes in an instant. The 3 weirdos were quickly killed by Chen Ming and the zombie man. It seems that the 2 of us are working well together. These weirdos are really ungrateful. If the 6 of them can come one by one, I will definitely be able to kill them all smoothly. The zombie man explained to Chen Ming. Yes, we cooperated well. I took care of 5 of the 6 weirdos. I'll beat the remaining one to half death so that you can make up for it. Chen Ming complained. As for the zombie man, he said that weirdos have no martial ethics. Just ignore it. Talk about martial arts with weirdos. It's just a joke. These weirdos are probably sent by the Evolution House, so be careful. Complaints are complaints. What needs to be said needs to be said. Chen Ming gave a few reminders. I hope Zombie Man will pay more attention in the future. Save yourself from encountering such a thing. The House of Evolution. I wonder why these weirdos look familiar. The zombie man nodded, then pinched his chin as if thinking about something. Look at the appearance of the zombie man. Chen Ming shook his head and prepared to return to the Reserve Hero School. See how things are going over there. Evolution House. What's going on now? Dr. Kinos held a cup of black tea and took a sip slowly. Sitting elegantly on the chair. At present, more than 90% of the weirdos we sent out have been eliminated, and only a few weirdos are still holding on. The clone quickly reported the latest data. It doesn't matter how many of these lowly weirdos die. Dr. Kinos waved his hand. In his eyes, there is nothing to feel bad about when these weirdos die. As long as the weirdo cells are in hand, these weirdos can make as many as they want. According to the news coming back, the armored gorilla with great potential has also been eliminated. The clone hesitated, still told the news. Wah, what? Dr. Kinos, who was still tasting the black tea, spit it out in one gulp. He stared at the clone in front of him with wide eyes. How is that possible? Isn't the armored gorilla capable of tiger-level strength? It will soon reach ghost-level strength. How can anyone in Z City be able to deal with it? I don't know, the news coming back from the front is like this. The clone explained. Asshole, what the hell is going on? Is it possible that there are some strong people hiding in Z City? Dr. Kinos's face darkened. His brows were furrowed, thinking about whether this action was too reckless. Will this expose his position and attract powerful enemies? On the other side, Chen Ming rushed towards the location of the Reserve Hero School. Take care of the weirdos you meet on the road. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level wild boar monster and obtaining a strength enhancer plus 20. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level wild boar monster and obtaining the physical enhancement agent plus 20. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level wild boar monster and obtaining speed enhancer plus 20. Chen Ming was excited when he heard the news before. At this moment, his face was expressionless. There are so many weirdos that it has become a bit numb. Chen Ming solved a weirdo again and was about to leave. A figure walked over from the distance. How did you come? Chen Ming looked at Genos walking over and was stunned for a moment. And compared to before, Genos has changed a lot again. It seems that a lot of parts have been updated. I'm here for the weirdos. After observing and analyzing your fighting style, I made many new discoveries and updated the system. I just wanted to find some weirdos to experiment with. Genos explained to Chen Ming. Well, Chen Ming's mouth twitched. Don't know what to say. By the way, this is for you. Chen Ming rummaged through his backpack. Throw the armor dropped by the armored gorilla at Genos. Genos looked at the armor Chen Ming threw over. Stunned for a moment. After catching it, stunned for a moment. How come you have such armor? As far as he knows, this is one of the hardest metals. To be precise, according to Dr. Kusno, it is the best among all metals and alloys known on Earth. He had been looking for it before to update and upgrade his hardware. But it was not found. Unexpectedly, Chen Ming had so many. Picked it up. Chen Ming shrugged at Genos. There's no use keeping this armor anyway. As for selling it for money, as the strength increases, more and more weirdos are being solved. More and more materials are obtained. There are a lot of synthesized equipment now. There is no shortage of this half. Thanks. Genos tightened his grip on the armor in his hands. Take a deep breath. Suddenly he bowed deeply to Chen Ming. Ding, favorability from Genos plus 10, current favorability, 70. Yell, Chen Ming was stunned for a moment. Unexpectedly, the friendship level with Genos is as high as 70. This is somewhat unexpected. You're welcome. I won't need it anyway, so I'm going back first. After saying that, Chen Ming continued to rush towards the location of the Reserve Hero School. Genos kept watching Chen Ming leave, seemingly making some decision. Is the weirdo wave over? Chen Ming looked around. I want to take advantage of the opportunity to deal with a few more weirdos. As a result, along the way, I only saw corpses of weirdos and traces of battles all over the ground. There are not a single living weirdo. Just when he was about to leave, there was a sudden loud noise at the corner ahead. Harulu, you are an insignificant human being, you want to take my head. You are really overestimating your capabilities. Since you are seeking death, I will be kind enough to help you. Become one with me. Boom, bang, bang. A black shadow was thrown to a place not far from Chen Ming. Then a weird elephant walked over with long strides. Cough, cough, cough. After crashing into the wall, a dark figure sat up with difficulty, staggering out. The whole body was stained red with blood. His vision gradually began to blur. Stinger shook his head. Force yourself back to sobriety. Then he struggled to pull out the bamboo shoots stuck on the wall. Bamboo shoots, follow me and keep blooming. The venomous sting bit the tip of his tongue, forcing him to brace himself. With an indomitable look in his eyes, he rushed towards the elephant-shaped monster again with the aura of a dead end. Oh, you can still stand up after taking a bite from me. In this case, let me see how long you can hold on. There was a playful sneer on the face of the weird elephant. Wiggle your nose. Rush towards the Stinger again. You are returning to your dormitory when you encounter the new hero Stinger who is fighting a monster. He is in danger and his life is in danger at any time. What is your choice? 1. Come to the rescue, get strength enhancer plus 80. 2. Ignore it, turn around and leave, physique enhancer plus 50. What is your choice? 1. For the hero Stinger. Chen Ming still has a good impression. He is a young man full of justice. Within half a year of his debut, he reached the top 10 in the A level. Although it is a bit difficult to reach S level, but it can't be said that there is no chance at all. Would you like to play with me? Chen Ming took a step forward. He grinned at the elephant-shaped weirdo who was about to deal with the Stinger. Huh, there are actually humans. The elephant-shaped weirdo heard what Chen Ming said. Turn your head. There was a bit of surprise and joy on his face. Quick, run away, this guy is very strong, he will die. Stinger coughed up a mouthful of blood. My vision has become blurry. Only a figure could be vaguely seen. He waved his hand in Chen Ming's direction. At the same time, he once again supported his body that was about to collapse. I want to give Chen Ming a chance to escape. However, I just took 2 steps. He was directly kicked to the ground by the elephant-shaped weirdo. A sting that is almost reaching its limit. He rolled on the ground more than 10 times in a row. Fell into coma. Before coma, his mouth opened. He also wanted Chen Ming to escape quickly. I just feel bored, so you have to accompany me to have some fun. Don't be like this guy, you'll be done with it after a few moments. The elephant-shaped weirdo laughed strangely. Taking long strides, he rushed towards Chen Ming. The elephant trunk is thick and rounded. Throw it directly at Chen Ming. Chen Ming jumped up, leap high, dodge the attacks of the elephant monsters. Wow, the wall of the shop behind him looked like it was made of paper. Under the attack of the elephant monster, collapsed instantly. Debris was scattered everywhere. Oh, boy, I didn't expect that there were still 2 moments left, and I actually escaped. The elephant-shaped weirdo looked at Chen Ming with a serious expression. Next, I will knock you down with 1 blow. The words just fell. The elephant-shaped monster rushed towards Chen Ming again. This time the speed was a bit faster than before. The power is even more amazing. A small B&B completely collapsed. There was a puff of smoke and dust. It's really boring. Is this going to work? I thought you could hold on a little longer, but now it seems that it's not as good as what you just did. The smoke cleared. Elephant monsters emerged from the ruins. From its perspective, Chen Ming must have died in the blow just now. However, when it was about to kill the previous person, just discovered, Chen Ming actually stood aside calmly. There was this playful smile on his face. It seemed like I was just teasing it. Asshole. The elephant-shaped weirdo became angry instantly. feeling that your dignity is being challenged. Boy, you will regret angering me. I will eat you in one bite. The elephant-shaped monster showed its fangs. Letting out an angry roar, he rushed towards Chen Ming with all his strength. Facing the elephant-shaped monster rushing towards him, Chen Ming moved, pointing his toes to the ground. His figure dodged back and forth flexibly, giving way to a steel wall behind him. Poof! The thick steel wall failed to stop the elephant-shaped monster. A big hole was knocked directly out of him. Boy, my ivory is very strong. Not to mention a steel wall, even 2 walls can't stop me. The elephant-shaped weirdo looked at Chen Ming with a mocking expression. Who said I would block you? The corners of Chen Ming's mouth rose. He slowly raised his fist towards the elephant-shaped monster stuck in the steel wall. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level elephant monster and obtaining a strength enhancer plus 80. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level elephant monster and obtaining a physical enhancer plus 80. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level elephant monster and obtaining speed enhancer plus 80. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level elephant monster and obtaining a pair of ivory tusk. Character column. Name: Chen Ming. Age: 20 years old. Strength: 1850. The maximum strength of a normal person is 10. Constitution: 1820. The maximum value of normal human body constitution is 10. Speed: 1856. The maximum speed of a normal person is 10. Combat skills: Junior martial artist, detective eye, clairvoyance, shock. Weapon: Predator's gloves green. Comprehensive strength evaluation: Tiger level lower. Not bad. Look at the attributes that have skyrocketed. Chen Ming couldn't help but grin. Who would have thought? Before the wave of monsters, he only had wolf level strength. Now it has not only been upgraded to tiger level, and it is still steadily improving towards the tiger level. But it's a pity. From the looks of things now, the wave of weirdos is over. I don't know if there will be another opportunity like this in the future. And Chen Ming also discovered, as his strength continues to improve, if you kill monsters with relatively low strength, such as those at the lower wolf level and the middle wolf level, the rewards will be greatly reduced. Currently, the rewards for killing monsters at the wolf level are the same as those for killing monsters at the wolf level before. It seems that in the future, we can only find stronger weirdos. Originally, Chen Ming was watching the Weird Ant today. A crazy idea suddenly occurred to me. Wait until this wave of weirdos calms down completely. Just find an ant nest. Melt the weirdo cells in your body. Then pour it into the ant nest. Although the weight is small, the monster created is also weak. But it's better in numbers. When the time comes, punch him down. I don't know how many can be destroyed. It can still take off instantly. But now it seems, this approach obviously doesn't work. It will only be a waste of time and energy. If you have this time, you might as well go find those weirdos with moderate strength. Benefactor, why are you here? Chen Ming put away his thoughts and was about to check the stinger's condition. A familiar voice came from not far away. The metal bat ran over from a distance with the bat in hand. I came out for a walk, but you, what are you doing here? Where is your sister Yoshiko? Chen Ming looked at the metal bat with only one person and couldn't help but feel worried. Although most of the weirdos were taken care of, but there is still a small group of weirdos hiding out. Anywhere is possible. It is very dangerous for Shanzi to stay alone in the hospital. Don't worry, my benefactor, all the weirdos in the hospital have been dealt with. It was Shanzi who said that there are too many weirdos outside. Let me come and see if I can do anything to help. The metal bat said respectfully to Chen Ming. I'm fine now. It's better for you to go back to the hospital and take care of Shanzi. By the way, help me send this guy to the hospital. Chen Ming suddenly remembered the unconscious Sting beside him. If he is taken to the hospital, then it will definitely be discovered. Just in time for a metal bat to help. Good. The metal bat was very obedient to Chen Ming's words. He helped the unconscious Stinger and rushed towards the hospital. Chen Ming was worried and sent him some distance away. After confirming that there was no danger, he rushed back to the dormitory. Teacher, you are finally back. Are you okay? I haven't been back for so long, and I'm worried to death. Chen Ming's figure just appeared at the door of the dormitory. Saitama on the side rushed up quickly. Chen Ming kicked Saitama away, who wanted to come up for a hug. This girl of yours, what's there to do with two grown men? Could it be that he wants to fencing? Saitama was rejected by the teacher. Huddled in the corner with a look of resentment. Like a wronged little daughter-in-law. Chen Ming got goosebumps when he saw it. He quickly turned his head and stopped looking. Is it the same outside as here, with so many weirdos? Chen Xianghezi stepped forward, took Chen Ming's hand, and asked fearfully. Okay, a little more than usual. Chen Ming nodded and said tactfully. Anyway, one more person is also more, and one more group is also more. I'm really scared to death. What's going on? Why are there suddenly so many weirdos during this period? Chen Xianghezi was confused, although it has been said on the radio that there will be more weirdos recently. But I didn't expect the number to reach this level. I heard my sister say before that she vaguely felt something unusual in City Z. It seemed like something was going to happen. She even advised me to leave. Now it seems that it must be a wave of weird people. Hel Fubuki, who was pale and had not fully recovered yet, took the rare initiative to speak. Is it because Z City is close to the sea and mountains? I heard before that the ocean and mountains are by far the most frequent places for weirdos, and Z City happens to be surrounded by mountains, forests and oceans. Chen Xianghezi expressed his speculation. It's possible. This time may be just the first wave. There may be other waves of weirdos in the future. Hel Fubuki nodded matter-of-factly and agreed. Chen Ming looked at Asaka Hezi and Hel Fubuki, who were in unprecedented harmony. I couldn't help but be stunned. Did something happen while he was away? Why has it changed so much? By the way, Chen Ming, the teacher came over again just now to confirm whether we were injured or not. He also asked us a question whether we agree with moving the Reserve Hero School to a safer place. Chen Xianghezi thought of something and asked Chen Ming. What do you think? Are we moving? Of course not. Chen Ming blurted out without thinking. Joke. It's so cool to be here. Every now and then, you'll have an encounter with weirdos, and then some indescribable things will happen. If you move to a central city like City A or City B. For 10 days and a half, I couldn't even see a weirdo. Then why is it a free prostitution attribute? Why? Could it be that you and Chundu have discussed it? Why don't you want to move? Chen Xianghezi looked at Chen Ming and Xiao Daochun suspiciously. She wondered if it was without her knowledge. What happened? What is there to discuss? Do you think what is the purpose of joining the Reserve Hero School? Isn't it just to fight monsters and prepare in advance? Isn't it just right now that there are weird people around? We meet some weird people from time to time, keeps us in a state of tension and has a sense of crisis, so that it can better stimulate us and continuously improve our strength. Chen Ming explained. That seems to be the case. Chen Xianghezi thought for a while. Although I always feel it's weird there. But it has to be said. What Chen Ming said is indeed very reasonable. In that case, then just stay here. And on the other side. Serious disagreements occurred in the Z City Heroes Association branch. No, absolutely not. Ziki, the branch director of the Z City Heroes Association, tensed up and rejected Nanako's proposal to close the Z City Heroes Association. Why not? This is just a low-level wave of weirdos now. City Z is already on the verge of paralysis, and the residents have suffered heavy casualties. What if there is a stronger wave of intermediate weirdos next? Or even high-level, or even top-level weirdos? What to do with Tide? As heroes, our duty is to do everything possible to protect the safety of the residents, instead of showing off and making fun of their lives. Or is it because you don't want to give up your position as the minister? That's why you are so opposed. Nanako stroked her glasses. Look at Ziki beside him. Asshole, you underestimate me. Ziki slapped the table. Stand up suddenly. He stared hard at Nanako. It is because there are weird people in Z City now that we cannot evacuate. If we evacuate, we will completely lose control of Z City. The situation will only become more passive by then. Ziki took a deep breath and expressed his thoughts. Oh, then according to what you said, is it possible that by staying here, we can control Z City? Sorry, I didn't see it at all. All I saw was heavy losses. I will propose this matter to the headquarters, and you can decide on your own. In short, I have given my own suggestions. Whether you listen to it or not is your problem and has nothing to do with me. Finished. Nanako stood up. Just leave. Hateful. Ziki looked at Nanako's leaving figure and clenched his fists tightly. He also knew that the current situation was very unfavorable. Evacuation is the best option. But like he said, once you choose to evacuate, City Z will be completely lost. At that time, they will only become more passive. What happened to what I asked you to check? Ziki took a deep breath and looked at the assistant beside him. It has been found out that in this wave of weirdos, a total of more than a dozen people who were relatively strong but unknown before have emerged. The most prominent ones are Stinger, Gatling, Snake, Smiling Man, and there are a few chained toads. The assistant quickly told all the information he had investigated. At the same time, the big screen in the center showed pictures of these people fighting monsters. What's going on? Seeing so many powerful warriors appear. Ziki's face looked better, but the last photo was quickly noticed. Stinger, who had high hopes, was seriously injured and covered in blood and was being supported by a young man. All the way to the hospital. Stinger seemed to have been seriously injured in the previous battle. This metal bad boy happened to pass by and saved Stinger, at least from what we know, that's the case. The assistant posted a few more photos. Why are there no battle scenes? Ziki took a look. There was only the state of being destroyed, and when Stinger was helped out by the boy with the metal bat. As for the scenes during the battle, there is not a single one. It seems that the camera was broken due to the previous battle, so we were unable to capture the scene of the battle. However, judging from the situation of the two leaving, the weirdo should have been dealt with, but we still don't know yet. Who is this weirdo? He was dealt with by the Stinger, or by this boy with the metal bat. The assistant shook his head. This was all the clues she could gather. Nothing else is known yet. Forget it, no matter who among them solves these weirdos, what we have to do now is to quickly post these photos on the internet. Tell the residents of Z City that there are so many powerful heroes protecting everyone. Fight for your life against the weirdos. Try to make them feel at ease. There was a desperate look in Ziki's eyes. This is the only thing he can do at the moment. I hope that after seeing this news, the residents of City Z will put aside their concerns and be willing to stay here. Yes, the assistant nodded. According to Ziki's instructions, the scenes of Stinger, Gatling, Smiling Man, Snake, Chain Toad and others fighting the monsters, as well as the achievements of this wave of monsters, were posted on the internet. Television stations also began to broadcast the news. It turns out there are so many reliable heroes around us. It's great. Yeah, if it weren't for them, I'm afraid we would be in serious trouble. Come on, heroes. We will always support you. Come on. I want to be a hero too. People who were panicking and wanted to leave. After seeing these messages, the uneasiness in my heart is slowly dissipating. Feeling safe again. After all, I had no choice but to do so. Who wants to leave their home? Go to an unfamiliar environment. Hello, are you a metal bat? We are reporters from Kimao TV, and we want to interview you about your previous battle with a powerful weirdo. Hello, we are reporters from XX TV station. I heard that you saved the hero Stinger. What do you want to say about this? Hello, in the ward. The metal bat is painting with my sister. A group of reporters suddenly burst in. They all gathered around the brother and sister. All cameras are focused on the metal bat. What are you guys talking about? Are you mistaken? I can't save people, and I can't be the weirdo. The metal bat tilted his head and rolled his eyes. Just explain. But my waist suddenly hurt. Interrupted what he was going to say next. Brother, you are so awesome. You are my big hero. With you here, I really feel safe. Yoshiko held the hand of the metal bat, and instantly switched to the nympho girl, speaking to her brother's metal bat. Kaka. The surrounding reporters quickly used their cameras to record the scene. Metal Bat raised his eyebrows. He looked at his sister beside him in confusion. He obviously told his sister after he came back. The person who saved the person was his benefactor, Brother Chen Ming. He just sent the person back along the way. As for the weirdo, he didn't even see it. Why are you saying he did it now? But there are always many questions in my mind. But facing so many reporters, I still kept it all in my heart. Be prepared to ask when no one is around. Finally, I finished dealing with the reporters. The metal bat finally found a chance to take a breath. At the same time, he looked at his sister. Be prepared to ask clearly. Sister, since Brother Ming asked you to send people back, he must have been thinking of these things. Since he doesn't want others to disturb him, then don't let others disturb him. This is what we should do, right? Zanzi raised his head with a smile that was harmless to humans and animals. Looking at his brother's metal bat next to him. Chapter 71. Ah, right. The metal bat tilted his head and thought for a moment. Then he nodded. His life was saved by Brother Chen Ming. A little help is nothing. Soon, one report after another was written. Less than a day, the metal bat was promoted as a powerful young genius. He single-handedly defeated a powerful monster. The award from the Z City Heroes Association branch also arrived at the right time. The metal bat, with its performance that turned the tide in this weird wave. Directly promoted to A-level hero. As for Stinger, Gatling, Snake and others who also performed well, they were all promoted to B-level heroes. The Z City Heroes Association branch originally had few talents. After this wave of monsters, a group of powerful combat forces were quickly discovered. Slowly regain your footing. Reserve Hero School. Teacher, the news said that this Stinger killed more than a dozen weirdos and was directly promoted to the 36th B-level hero. In that case, you should also be a B-level hero, right? Saitama pointed to the news that kept appearing on the TV. He turned his head and looked at his teacher. Maybe. Chen Ming waved his hand. Don't care at all about these. In his opinion, levels and everything else are all imaginary. Only strength is real. Pity. I don't know if all the weirdos participated in the last weird wave. Over the next few days, I couldn't find a single weirdo. This huge contrast made Chen Ming feel depressed and wanted to vomit blood. Be prepared to wait 2 more days. If I wait 2 more days, I haven't met any weirdo yet. Just try it further afield. Huh, correct. Chen Ming's eyes lit up. Suddenly I had an idea. From the current point of view, the strength of Evolution House is obviously not very strong now. The armored gorilla with no .3 combat power is now only at the tiger level. According to this trend, the No 2 Beast King probably has no dragon level either. As for the strongest Asura unicorn, I guess there must be nothing happening now. Even if there is, it is not impossible. First of all, since the Asura unicorn was developed, it has been tightly locked up by Dr. Kinos and has never been released. The Beast King is a bit tricky, but as long as he moves quickly, before the Beast King finds out or arrives, sneak away quickly. It's not like there's no chance. Moreover, wealth can be found in danger. Chen Ming had crazy thoughts. This wave of weirdos was caused by the House of Evolution. There must be more weirdos in their base camp. This kind of opportunity is rare. Then it won't be just picking up attributes casually. Ever since I tried the thrill of crazy upgrades last time, there was no way he could stay like this anymore. Just do it. Chen Ming clenched his fists. Look at Xiao Daochun, the mosquito girl on the side. Speak your thoughts. What, are you crazy? Xiao Daochun's eyes were round, staring at Chen Ming. The strength of Evolution House is very terrifying. As far as she knew, there were at least 10 people who could kill her and Chen Ming. She didn't know how much there was in the darkness. But 10 are enough for them both to die 10 times. Are you planning to keep waiting for people from the Evolution House to come to your door? No matter when or where. Just wait passively like this. Instead of waiting like this, it's better to take the initiative. In case we are winning. Even if we can't win, at least we can make it clear to Genos that we are not easy to mess with. In the worst case, we will be defeated. Chen Ming looked at Xiao Daochun aside. Suggested. This. Xiao Daochun's eyes flickered. To be honest, I was always on tenterhooks, guarding against the dangers that might arise in the Evolution House at any time, and I was very tired. But she saw the strength of the Evolution House. But there is no other way. But now I listened to Chen Ming's words. Xiao Daochun's mind began to gradually change. Yes, instead of being so passive and waiting for Evolution House to launch a surprise attack at some unknown time, might as well take the initiative. Even if he can't beat him, he must at least let Genos understand. They are not to be trifled with. Moreover, she is not the Xiao Daochun she was before. She is so much stronger now than before. Okay, just do as you say. When will we take action? Xiao Daochun made up his mind. His eyes were firm. Be sure to surprise Genos this time. Wait a minute, I'm looking for a helper. The corners of Chen Ming's mouth rose. It's finally time for revenge. Okay, I'm also thinking about whether to go to Genos and explain things clearly. The zombie man learned what Chen Ming was thinking. Strongly agree. He immediately expressed his intention to join. The three of them discussed it. I decided to leave immediately. If you start now, you can catch Genos and the House of Evolution by surprise. Led by Zombie Man, Chen Ming, Xiao Daochun and the others arrived at the forest less than 500 meters away from the Evolution House. Be careful next, there may be traps and spies from the Evolution House in the dark at any time. The zombie man lowered his voice and looked around cautiously, looking for the hands of the Evolution House hiding in the dark. To this, Chen Ming said nothing. Open your investigative eyes directly. In an instant, everything within a radius of 100 meters was inspected. 70 or 80 meters to the left of the three of them, two weirdos with wolf-level strength were discovered. Chen Ming motioned to the zombie man to stay where he was with Xiao Daochun. A person quietly touched it. A few minutes later, he came back again and waved to the two of them. Let's go. What to do with those secret whistles? The zombie man was startled and quickly reminded him. Don't worry, the secret whistle has been solved. Chen Ming grinned, walking towards the front openly. The zombie man looked stunned. At first he thought Chen Ming was joking. But when it comes all the way down, not even half of the hidden whistles were noticed. Only then did I believe what Chen Ming said. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level python monster and obtaining a strength enhancer plus 70. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level python monster and obtaining a physical enhancer plus 70. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level python monster and obtaining speed enhancer plus 70. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level python monster, a key. Key again. Chen Ming was stunned for a moment when he heard the idea notification sound. Take the keys out of your backpack. The door key to the Evolution House can open all the doors on the first 6 floors of the Evolution House. Nice one. Look at the description on the key. Chen Ming couldn't help but smile. I was still worried about how to sneak in. Now that you have the key, you can go in openly. Let's go in. Chen Ming brought Xiao Daochun and the zombie man to the gate of the Evolution House. Then, under the surprised gaze of the zombie man, Xiao Daochun, he took out the key and opened the door easily. He, it's up to you next time. Chen Ming looked at the zombie man beside him with a wicked smile. The zombie man didn't wait for a reaction. He had already been killed by Chen Ming. He was pushed in unexpectedly. Zilla, the zombie man took a few steps forward. I stepped on a hidden grid on the ground. A laser shot towards the zombie man. The words haven't been said yet. The zombie man's head was cut off. There was even a smell of barbecue wafting in the air. Chen Ming, what are you doing? Facing sudden changes. Mosquito Girl Xiao Daochun was startled. Unexpectedly, Chen Ming would suddenly attack his companions. Don't worry, this guy has immortality and will be up soon. Chen Ming shrugged and explained to Xiao Daochun. That's right, that guy Genos has nothing to do. He likes to set up various mechanisms in the base camp. It's better for me to explore the way in front. While talking, the zombie man stood up again. Keep going. After taking a few steps, he stopped and waited for Chen Ming and Xiao Daochun to catch up before continuing down. It seems like this guy is really careful. Chen Ming clicked his tongue. Unexpectedly, on the first floor, there are all kinds of hidden weapons and traps. The zombie man died a dozen times before he found a safe route. If only Genos was here. He blasted everything on the ground to pieces in one go. Then slip inside. Can save a lot of effort. But again, in this way, they will be discovered. After alerting the Beast King and the others, the idea of stealing the chicken could not be completed. So it's best to do this. Although slow, but the victory lies in stability. The guards are guarding the next level. Everyone, be careful. I don't know how much time has passed. Chen Ming and his party finally arrived at the 5th floor. Zombie man stands at the entrance. He turned around and reminded Chen Ming and Xiao Daochun. Good. Chen Ming nodded and got ready. Xiao Daochun also summoned an army of mosquitoes to prepare for a battle. What's happening here? Chen Ming and the others were fully prepared to enter the 5th floor. Turns out there wasn't a single weirdo in there. How is this going? Chen Ming turned to look at the zombie man beside him. I don't know either. The zombie man frowned and looked around. In my memory, starting from the 5th floor, all kinds of weirdos are responsible for guarding. And as you go down, there will be more and more guards, and they will become stronger and stronger. At least, that was the case before he escaped. Is it possible that it has been changed now? You guys wait here, I'll go take a look first. The zombie man gestured towards Chen Ming and Xiao Daochun. Then a man walked in. Contrary to expectations, there are no traps or traps here. Chen Ming opened his investigative eyes. Nothing was found either. Could it be that all the weirdos here were sent to the previous wave of weirdos? That's why there are no weirdos here anymore. Xiao Daochun rolled his eyes and thought of a possibility. Maybe, let's keep looking down. Chen Ming was full of doubts. Now that we have come this far, I feel a little bit at a loss if I don't go further down and just go back like this. You follow me. The zombie man took a deep breath and continued to clear the way ahead. But then, the 6th floor, the 7th floor. The next 2 floors are the same as the 5th floor. All empty. Not to mention a weirdo, I didn't even see the hair of a weirdo. And it's not just that. Chen Ming opened his investigative eyes. Observed below. There are no weirdos down there either. That is to say, Evolution House is empty. What am I doing? What the hell is this? Chen Minggren was dumbfounded. He finally thought of a stable spot to spawn monsters. Getting ready for a big fight. Get a good experience. As a result, it was empty. Except for the small fish and shrimps outside, everything else is gone. What on earth happened? Chen Ming looked at the messy surroundings. It can be seen that Genos and his group left in a very hurry. There was no time to pack up many things. Could it be that he encountered some enemy? Chen Ming frowned. But no matter what happened to Genos and the others, the idea of spawning monsters was shattered. I can only go back honestly and continue to try my luck at the beach and in the woods. As for the trouble of going to the Weirdos Association group, forget it. There must already be dragon-level weirdos in the Weird Association. And not to mention dragon-level monsters. Even if it is a ghost level. He can't stand it now. He just wanted to find a place to safely farm monsters and upgrade. It's not that I want to die. Let's go, although not willing to do so. But there is nothing to be gained by continuing to stay here. Chen Ming was ready to go home. At least this trip was not completely fruitless. At least the ones on the outside can still fit between teeth. The zombie man nodded, turned around and prepared to leave. Wait a moment. At this time, Xiao Daochun on the side suddenly called out to the two of them. What's wrong? Chen Ming looked at Xiao Daochun aside. There seems to be a sound down there. Xiao Daochun's face was solemn, showing a bit of uncertainty, and he looked at the layer below. Is there a sound? Why didn't I hear it? Chen Ming turned sideways and leaned his ears forward. No sound was heard except for his own breathing and that of Xiao Daochun. I'm sure. I really heard the sound just now. Xiao Daochun raised his head and looked at Chen Ming seriously. There was still a bit of longing in his eyes. Okay, let's go down and take a look. Chen Ming took a deep breath. I don't know why, but my heart softened inexplicably. Decided to go and have a look. I'll go first. The zombie man was the first to go down. Chen Ming and Xiao Daochun followed behind. The square corridor echoed with the footsteps of 3 people. This is. Chen Ming looked at the passage in front of him. His eyebrows were raised slightly. This seems to be the place where Asura the one-horned immortal is imprisoned. What am I doing? Shouldn't he be the unlucky guy? Are you about to meet Asura, the one-horned immortal? Chen Ming opened his investigative eyes. Fortunately, no danger was ever found. And, just around the corner not far ahead, I actually made a discovery. There's a situation ahead. The zombie man walking in front gestured to Chen Ming and Xiao Daochun. Then he quickened his pace. That's right. This is it. Xiao Daochun on the side also showed a hint of excitement. Run up after him. Soon, in the corner in front, a person was found imprisoned. When Chen Ming and the others discovered the people inside also discovered Chen Ming and the others. I was instantly frightened. You, who are you? Don't come here. Don't come here. Help, what the hell is this place? Don't be nervous, we are here to save you. The zombie man and Xiao Daochun seemed to recall from the person in front of them that they had been treated in this way. Without thinking too much, he started preparing to save people. Chen Ming on the side frowned and looked at the people locked inside. It always feels familiar, like I've seen it somewhere. Is her? Chen Ming was shocked. From the figure of the woman in front of me. Ahem, it's light blue hair, and those iconic glasses. It was immediately recognized that the man in the prison was none other than Sykes. That's right, it was the Sykes who created the monster King Orochi and used the monster clone, the Great Eye, to act as a clone of the Monster Association. Wait a moment, although I don't know how Sykes was locked up in the dungeon by Genos of the Evolution House. But Chen Ming knew very well how dangerous she was. Once released, with the current strength of the three of them, I'm afraid I got my box lunch in an instant. And Sykes was cautious by nature and never put himself in danger. It's not certain that there are people from the Weird Association lurking around here. What's wrong? The zombie man and Xiao Daochun who were rescuing people stopped what they were doing. Together they looked at Chen Ming beside them. I don't understand why Chen Ming suddenly stopped them. This guy is very dangerous and cannot be released. Chen Ming looked solemn and observed the surrounding situation vigilantly. Why, is it possible that you know her? Xiao Daochun cast a questioning look. I wonder how Chen Ming knew that the woman in front of him was dangerous. Is she really dangerous? The zombie man also turned around. Yeah, very dangerous. Much more dangerous than the Evolution House. Chen Ming nodded heavily. The strength of the dragon-level monsters in the Evolution House is only a few. But the dragon-level weirdos in the Weird Association might not be able to be counted with both hands and feet. If that's the case, then come over and help me and quickly lock the door again. The zombie man waved to Chen Ming and signaled. What does relocking mean? Could it be? Chen Ming's body was shaken. He turned his neck stiffly. What am I doing? Look at the half chain in the zombie man's hand. Chen Ming almost died. This is your sister. When I want you to be hard, you are so soft. No need for you to be hard. You are so excited. Now. Chen Ming wanted to kill this guy more than ever before, who failed to achieve anything but failed. Are you really here to save me? Thank you so much. In the dungeon, Sykes watched the cell door being opened. With surprise on his face, he hurriedly ran out of the dungeon. They looked at Chen Ming, Xiao Daochun, and Zombie Man excitedly, and thanked them repeatedly. Chen Ming, how strong is this guy? If the three of us join forces, what are the chances? Xiao Daochun looked at Sykes, who had walked out of the cell door, leaned towards Chen Ming, and asked in a low voice. Chance. Chen Ming's mouth twitched. Meet Sykes. There's only one thing they can do. That is to find a comfortable position and lie down. Just wait until you die. Wrong. Chen Ming's eyes lit up. The timeline was 3 years ago. The current Sykes is far from being as big as the Sykes 3 years later. Who knows, they actually have a chance. Investigative eyes. Chen Ming threw his investigative eyes at the Sykes in front of him. Be prepared to explore the reality first. Name, Sykes. Age, 19. Ability, healing technique, can heal oneself and other people's injuries to a certain extent. Strength, under the wolf. Call, really. The ability of Sykes 3 years ago was indeed much smaller, and he only had the strength below the wolf level. Wait a moment, Chen Ming suddenly realized something. Checked again. Sykes, what's happening here? Is it just a matter of translation, or are these two people at all? But if there are two people, why do they look exactly the same as Sykes? System. Sykes twin sisters, Sykes is the elder sister and Sykes is the younger sister. Except for their different abilities, they are identical. Sykes is a twin. Chen Ming's expression was very exciting. A look of astonishment. Never imagined. Sykes actually has a twin sister. Chen Ming, what should we do now? You should say something. Xiao Daochun saw Chen Ming froze on the spot. There was no movement for a long time. He reminded me anxiously. Don't worry, the person in front of me is not the person I knew before. Chen Ming nodded towards Xiao Daochun and signaled. Xiao Daochun raised his eyebrows slightly. He looked nervous just now, but now he looks relaxed. It confused her. What is going on? So, She won't pose any danger to us. The zombie man also breathed a sigh of relief. Are you injured? Wait, let me help you treat it. Sykes looked at the zombie man with an injured wrist. He quickly stepped forward. Open your hands. A green fluorescent light slowly appeared. With Sykes in control, the wound slowly fell on the zombie man's wrist. The wound healed at a speed visible to the naked eye. It soon returned to normal. Thank you for saving me. If it weren't for you, I don't know how long I would have been imprisoned. Sykes once again expressed her gratitude to Chenming and his party. Why are you locked up here? Also, where have the people here gone? Chenming looked at Sykes in front of him. If you haven't seen it with your own eyes. He couldn't believe it was true. I don't know either. Sykes shook her head. I just accidentally heard a few weirdos say that they seemed to be worried about someone's revenge, so they left in a hurry. Revenge? Chenming was stunned. Could it be that Bang Ji-yu knew about the weird cell thing? Heroes cannot be solved. So you came to vent your anger on the Evolution House. Apart from that, he really couldn't think of any other possibilities. All I can say is that I was unlucky and came a step too late. If only I had come earlier. Maybe I can take the opportunity to make a wave. Not even aware of it. This big escape from the Evolution House was caused by him. The people have been rescued, let's go. Chenming put away his emotion. Take Sykes out of the Evolution House. Teacher, where have you been? Why don't you take me out with you? Dormitory A102 of Reserve Hero School. Saitama saw the teacher finally coming back and hurriedly stepped forward. Just strolling around, Chenming said vaguely. Just strolling around. Then you are pretty awesome. After wandering around casually, you brought back a woman. Who is she? Chenxiang Hezi pouted quite dissatisfied. Pointing at the nervous Sykes beside him, he asked Chenming. Well, Chenming looked at Sykes beside him. Only then did I remember that I hadn't even had time to think of my words yet. Got it. Just when Chenming was confused and didn't know what to do. Suddenly I saw Hell Fubuki's room. It reminded me of the relationship between Sykes and Hell Fubuki when they were classmates. I had an idea immediately. At this time, Hell Fubuki must have rested, and his secret will definitely not be revealed. She is Hell Fubuki's classmate. She wants to come and meet her old classmates. But at this time, Hell Fubuki has already gone to bed, right? It's so late, why don't we rest here first and meet again tomorrow? Are you Fubuki's classmate? That's just right. I'll call Fubuki out and ask. What's going on? Chenming froze in place. Doesn't Hell Fubuki rest early every morning? It's already midnight and you're still awake. If this is a face-to-face confrontation, wouldn't it be revealed immediately? Just when Chenming Xin raised his throat and his palms started to sweat. Chenxiang Hezi changed the topic and changed his mind. By the way, Fubuki has already rested. It won't be good to wake her up again, so let's meet again tomorrow. Yes, since we're all asleep, don't wake us up. It's better to talk about it tomorrow. Chenming nodded repeatedly like a chicken chasing rice. My heart finally fell to the ground. But I soon realized something was wrong. He and Sykes had nothing to do with each other. Why are you so nervous? Wrong. Even if there is something, it's nothing, right? He is single now, okay. Chenming Gang wanted to ask Chenxiang Hezi for clarification. As a result, Chenxiang Hezi had already returned to his room. Chenming's mouth twitched and he could only swallow his words again. Chenming, you must be reluctant to let us two girls sleep in such a small tent, right? Chenming was about to go back to his room to rest. As a result, Xiao Daochun on the side took the lead. Chenming Gang opened his mouth to say something, but was interrupted by Xiao Daochun. Thank you. After saying that, Chenming entered Chenming's bedroom with a trace of his back. Teacher, if you don't mind, we can squeeze in. Sleep on your bed. Chenming waved his hand. He would rather sleep alone. This is not because they are afraid of a sword duel between master and apprentice in the middle of the night. Mainly because I can't stand Saitama's snoring. It was simply a magical sound filling my ears. Teacher, I'll go back to sleep. Saitama nodded at Chenming, then yawned and returned to his bedroom. Chenming was soon the only one left in the living room. Look at the tent in front of you. Chenming could only get in helplessly. The inside of the tent is a little more spacious than expected. And there was also a unique fragrance from the girl in the tent. Looks like I'll have a good night's sleep tonight. The corners of Chen Ming's mouth rose. With a smile. Fall into a deep sleep. Not long after Chen Ming lay down. The door to Hell Fubuki's bedroom was quietly closed. Asshole, I don't know if I'll come back early. Hell Fubuki looked in the direction of Chen Ming with a resentful look. Then he rested peacefully. This sleep. He slept until noon. Only then did Chen Ming wake up. It's over. Chen Ming opened his eyes and jumped out of the tent. If Sykes meets Hell Fubuki, her secret will be exposed. When the time comes, Chen Xianghezi will definitely not let him off lightly. Teacher, are you awake? Just in time to have dinner together. Saitama, who was setting the dishes and chopsticks, watched Chen Ming wake up. He immediately greeted him warmly. Chen Ming, are you awake? You must be hungry. Go wash your hands and eat quickly. Chen Xianghezi smiled sweetly at Chen Ming. He pulled out the chair next to him and waved to Chen Ming. Hell Fubuki was sitting there expressionlessly as usual. These are daily routines. Recently, a little Daochun was added. This is basically the case every day. The key is, why is Sykes still sitting here? And from time to time, he would even say a few words to Hell Fubuki. The two of them seemed very familiar with each other. How is this going? Didn't Sykes reveal her secret? What are you doing standing still? Why don't you come over quickly? Xiao Daochun blinked at Chen Ming and signaled. Oh, come on, come on. Chen Ming came to his senses and hurriedly came over and sat down next to Chen Xianghezi. On the dinner table, the three girls, Asaka Heka, Xiaodakan, and Sykes, were talking and laughing, and Hell Fubuki also said a few words from time to time. Saitama, as usual, could only see the delicious food on the table. Only Chen Ming always felt uncomfortable. I took a few random bites. He pulled Saitama and walked out. Teacher, I'm not full yet. Can you wait a little while? Saitama looked longingly at the dormitory that was getting further away. He said pitifully, let me ask you, what on earth is going on? Chen Ming looked around, confirmed that the women did not follow him out. He asked in a low voice. What's going on? Saitama scratched his face. I didn't understand what the teacher said. What's going on with them? Sykes and Hell Fubuki, the two of them. Chen Ming lowered his voice again. What happened to them? Saitama still didn't react. I'm asking you about their relationship. How is their relationship? Chen Ming rolled his eyes angrily. It is simply a miracle that I can survive to this day. Oh, they are just classmates. Teacher, didn't you already know this? Saitama suddenly said casually. What? This time it was Chen Ming's turn to be dumbfounded. Yesterday, he just said it out of urgency and made an excuse. After all, she and Hell Fubuki were classmates, and she was Sykes' sister. Sykes doesn't even know Hell Fubuki. Once confronted face to face, they will definitely be seen through. This was also the reason why he wanted to send Sykes away early in the morning. But now it seems, Hell Fubuki did not see through Sykes' identity. But he really regarded her as his classmate Sykes. How is this going? It was Sykes who concealed it so well that even Hell Fubuki was deceived. Still, Chen Ming's heart sank. An unpleasant thought occurred to me. Sykes is Sykes. If this is the case, then why did Sykes create a false identity? Pretend to be his twin sister and follow him. Chen Ming didn't have any clue for a while. If that's the case, then this time it is really a case of luring the wolf into the house. Although I don't know what Sykes' plan is. But one thing is for sure. That is, now he, Asaka Heka, Hell Fubuki, Kamaiki Haru and Saitama are all in danger. If Sykes wants to take action against them, they have no room for resistance at all. Wait a moment, Chen Ming raised his eyebrows. When I first met Sykes, he specifically checked it with his investigative eyes. The name given by the system is clearly Sykes, not Sykes. It is also introduced that Sykes is Sykes' sister, and the two are twins. People may be deceived and unable to distinguish truth from falsehood. But surely the system won't be fooled, right? Ding, there is absolutely no problem with this system. Look at the system's reply. Chen Ming breathed a sigh of relief. It seems like this. Sykes was indeed Sykes, and had nothing to do with Sykes. As for how to hide it from Hell Fubuki, it may be because of other means. However, the next sentence of the system. But Chen Ming, who had just breathed a sigh of relief, fell from heaven to hell. The system makes judgments based on big data and is highly accurate, but it is not 100% correct. The results are for reference only. What am I doing? Chen Ming almost spit out blood. That said, as long as Sykes works hard enough, wouldn't it be possible to fake it? Conjuring up a twin sister named Sykes out of thin air. But what is the purpose? It is impossible for Sykes to go through all the trouble and make up a twin sister Sykes. Just to get close to him, right? It took him less than a month to come here. There is no reason why Sykes should be thinking about him so early. Yes, if it's not fake. Then why didn't Hell Fubuki see the problem? Chen Ming felt like he was going crazy. You are very distressed now and cannot confirm the identity of Sykes. Sykes, what do you decide? 1. Ask directly face to face. Acquire fearlessness. Fearlessness, when facing an opponent stronger than yourself, gain momentum superposition. Momentum can enhance strength, physique, speed. 2. Pretend not to know and ignore it. Physique enhancer plus 50. 3. Find a way to expose the true identity. Obtain the heart of the truth and use it to explore the truth. Even if you pay a heavy price for it, you are not afraid. Your choice. 1. At first, Chen Ming hesitated a little when he saw the third option. It's only about 0.0001 milliseconds. By comparison, obviously being fearless is more practical. Chen Ming took a deep breath. Make up one's mind. Back to the dormitory. Hell Fubuki, please see clearly, this is Sykes, the twin sister of your classmate, not your classmate Sykes. Of course I know she is Sykes' sister. Do you think I am as stupid as you? I can't even recognize her. Chen Ming quickly made preparations to prevent Sykes from going berserk on the spot after her identity was revealed. However, Hell Fubuki on the side cast a look of contempt. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Listen to Hell Fubuki's words. Chen Ming froze on the spot. What's happening here? Did Hell Fubuki already know this? That is to say, Sykes is indeed Sykes. Are he and Sykes two different people? I wanted to tell you just now, but unfortunately you went out before I had the chance. Xiao Daochun spread his hands towards Chen Ming and smiled helplessly. Chen Ming was so embarrassed that he almost dug out a basement with his toes. Fortunately, he had been worrying outside alone for a long time just now. Emotion. I'm the clown myself. That's okay. Chen Ming pretended to be calm and gestured to the girls. Then he quickened his pace and left this extremely awkward place as quickly as possible. Anyway, although I almost died just now, but at least it proved something. There is indeed a person named Sykes. There is no such thing as Sykes in disguise. There is no need to think about going back to the dormitory for a while. There's nothing going on at school. After thinking about it, Chen Ming decided to take a walk around the area again. Find some weirdos to gain experience. Weak, so weak, how dare you come out at this level? Chen Ming first came to the mountain forest to see if he could find a suitable target. The result was less than 100 meters deep. I heard a fight coming from the front. Also accompanied by disgust. Someone is already here. Chen Ming raised his eyebrows. He walked forward curiously. Bump, bump, two wildcat-shaped monsters crashed into the open space in front of Chen Ming Yan. Immediately afterwards, with a burst of footsteps, the Hungry Wolf walked out with his iconic silver broom head. Oh, who are you? Hungry Wolf was very surprised when he saw Chen Ming. Unexpectedly, humans can also be encountered in places where weirdos hang out. Hungry Wolf. Chen Ming didn't expect it either. You can see hungry wolves in the mountains and forests. According to the current time, Hungry Wolf should still be at Bangu's dojo. But it shouldn't have been long before he was kicked out of the dojo. After all, with the talent of the Hungry Wolf, soon no one in Bangu's dojo was his opponent. When the time comes, hungry wolves who like to challenge the strong will defect from the division. Now practicing with these weirdos is the best proof. Obviously fighting and sparring with his fellow disciples could no longer satisfy his desires. You know me. Hungry Wolf was a little surprised. The eyes he looked at Chen Ming gradually became serious. So be it. Chen Ming nodded. Of course knowing is knowing. But this was the first time the two met. What does it mean? Also, hey, you haven't told me what your name is yet. The corners of Hungry Wolf's mouth raised, revealing a trademark evil smile. Chen Ming. Chen Ming introduced himself. Are you Chen Ming? The hungry wolf smiled even brighter, and his fighting spirit, which had gradually calmed down, rose again, and his eyes were filled with excitement. Ha, you know me. This time it was Chen Ming who was a bit surprised. He knew Hungry Wolf because he had seen One Punch Man before. I believe that anyone who has watched One Punch Man will never forget this guy with a silver broom head, who always thinks of himself as a weirdo, but in his heart he longs for the ultimate justice. But Hungry Wolf actually knew him, which was strange. Of course, the old man has been talking about a guy named Chen Ming recently. He is a martial arts wizard who is rare to see in 100 or even 200 years. If he can practice martial arts, his future achievements will definitely be above him. I know the old man's abilities very well. If even he can make such a comment, then you must be very strong, and I happen to have some kind of almost crazy paranoia about strong people. Now that we have met, let's have a fight. The hungry wolf was completely excited. Every cell in the body trembled with excitement. This is the feeling you get when you meet a strong person. Let me see what the martial arts prodigy that the old man calls a rare opportunity in 200 years looks like. The hungry wolf shouted lowly. Be the first to attack. It rushed towards Chen Ming like a shooting star. Looking at the hungry wolf who beats him whenever he wants. Chen Ming was unable to complain. He could only dodge quickly. What, do you only know how to hide? In that case, I can only force you to take the initiative to fight me. The hungry wolf's eyes narrowed. Fold your hands in front of you. He directly used Master Bengu's famous stunt. Lu Shui Rock Shattering Fist. The two streams of energy turned into two roaring water dragons. He pushed straight towards Chen Ming. Directly lock the direction in which he dodges. Chen Ming could only face the enemy head-on. Stand with both fists in front of you. Keep overlapping. There is a vague shadow of the 8 diagrams in front of him. The momentum is like a rainbow, two water dragons roaring up to the sky. Carrying a huge amount of force, he rushed straight into the bagua in front of Chen Ming. But two water dragons. But it's like winter snow meeting the scorching sun. Melted instantly. Not even a ripple appeared. As expected, he is indeed the guy chosen by the old man. He is strong enough. The excitement in Hungry Wolf's eyes grew even stronger. He rushed towards Chen Ming again. Boom, boom, boom. In an instant, the two had fought no less than a dozen times. The hungry wolf becomes braver as he fights. The look in his eyes was extremely exciting. The moves are more ferocious than the others. For the hungry wolf's moves, Chen Ming easily resolved it, not showing the slightest sign of decline. Ha ha ha, it's so enjoyable. It's so enjoyable. The two punched each other hard again. The hungry wolf took 3 steps back. Chen Ming took half a step back. The two were temporarily separated. The hungry wolf threw his head back and laughed excitedly. Fight against Chen Ming. Let him feel unprecedented excitement. This is the most exciting battle I have fought so far. Hey, don't be defensive all the time, okay? Try attacking anyway and let me see your strength, okay? If I have to say I have any dissatisfaction, that is, Chen Ming never fought back from beginning to end. Just passive defense. This concerned him a lot. As a hungry wolf, he should be able to withstand this punch, right? Chen Ming took a look at the hungry wolf who was full of fighting spirit. After this accumulation of energy just now, the momentum has already built up a lot. His strength, physique, and speed have all reached an unprecedented height. Even Chen Ming himself couldn't grasp how strong his current power was. However, Hungry Wolf is also a Shaoqiang who claims to be invincible. It should be able to withstand it. Think of this. Chen Ming nodded. I'm coming. You have to be careful. Bring it on. The corners of Hungry Wolf's mouth raised. He was ready. The next second, Chen Ming's figure seemed to disappear out of thin air. So fast, Hungry Wolf felt his eyes blurred, and his eyes couldn't keep up with Chen Ming's speed. You can only find Chen Ming's location based on your feelings. However, when he just locked Chen Ming's position, a green fist magnified infinitely in front of his eyes. It's no longer possible to dodge. I can only grit my teeth and hold on. Boom. Chen Ming's moves are not like those of a hungry wolf, they have many tricks. Just a plain punch. This is the strongest punch that Chen Ming can use so far. Accompanied by a sonic boom. hit the hungry wolf directly. A huge layer of smoke and dust was instantly stirred up. I can't stand it anymore. The hungry wolf raised his hands. Just resisted a little bit. Then the defense was easily torn apart. The force, like a savage beast, pushed the body of the hungry wolf and kept flying backwards. Several big trees were hit in succession. Finally embedded in the rock, it stopped. Well, looking at the messy ground and the hungry wolves who didn't know whether they were alive or dead, Chen Ming scratched his face guiltily. Like the metal bat, hungry wolf is also known as a guy with a health lock. You shouldn't be able to burp your farts so easily, right? Cough. Wow. A hungry wolf embedded in the rock. Suddenly there was movement. A violent coughing fit. He coughed up a mouthful of blood. Take every breath. I feel like my whole chest is burning. According to his estimation. This time, at least 7 or 8 ribs were broken. There were also varying degrees of internal bleeding. It's really embarrassing. The hungry wolf struggled to get out of the rock. He stretched out his hand to cover his chest. Breathing heavily, breathing heavily. Looking at Chen Ming, his consciousness began to become a little blurry. This has been since I started practicing martial arts with the old man. It was the first time such a disastrous failure. You are very strong. Hungry wolf looked at Chen Ming from a distance. He staggered and tried to come over. But I just took 2 steps. He fell to the ground with a puff. Fine. Looking at the hungry wolf who was still panting, Chen Ming finally breathed a sigh of relief. I didn't expect that the superimposed attributes of momentum would be so powerful. He knocked the hungry wolf down with just 1 punch. That said, wouldn't it be possible to fight ghost-level monsters now? As long as he is the same as this time. Continuously build momentum during the battle. Then win with 1 punch. Chen Ming shook his head and gave up the idea. This idea is obviously unrealistic. After all, weirdos won't give you a chance to keep adding momentum. And no ghost-level monster should be underestimated. Who knows if there is any hidden trick? So it's better to be cautious. I originally planned to find some weirdos to gain experience. But now it seems that I can only give up this idea. It's better to send the hungry wolf to treatment first. After all, just because it's okay now doesn't mean it'll always be okay. What if this really happens? He cannot bear this responsibility. After a whole set of work, Chen Ming had a chance to take a breath. By the way, check what the system prompt just said. Successfully rescued the hungry wolf. Congratulations to the host for getting the benevolent medical heart. The benevolent medical heart speeds up the recovery of injuries by 50%. Victory in the competition with the hungry wolf. Congratulations to the host for acquiring the fighting skills of an intermediate martial artist. Huh, look at the 2 rewards in front of you. Chen Ming couldn't help but be a little excited. Whether it's a benevolent person healing the heart or an intermediate martial artist's fighting skills, this is a very practical thing. Character column. Name, Chen Ming. Age, 20 years old. Strength, 2250. The maximum strength of a normal person is 10. Constitution, 2220. The maximum value of a normal human body's constitution is 10. Speed, 2268. The maximum speed of a normal person is 10. Combat skills. Intermediate martial artist combat skills, reconnaissance eye, clairvoyance, shock. Passive. The original intention remains unchanged. The heart is fearless, the benevolent heals the heart. Weapon. Predator's gloves green. Comprehensive strength evaluation. Tiger level lower. There aren't much changes in terms of properties. Mainly, it has a few more passive skills and combat skills with intermediate martial artists. Chen Ming observed it. Compared with before, the fighting skills of intermediate martial artists are more practical, the movements are smoother, and the power is more amazing. The only pity is this weapon. During this period, many tiger-level monsters were also killed. Chen Ming tried to synthesize them all. Although there are also many high-quality green weapons that are synthesized. But its attributes are only slightly higher than those of the Predator's gloves. Crucially, there are no stunts yet. The block attached to the Predator's gloves is very practical. So I plan to use it for a while. Change it when the time comes. It's still early. Chen Ming decided to go to the beach for a stroll. Let's see if we can get some fresh seafood. During this period of time, I have been eating food from the cafeteria, and the taste of bird is almost gone from my mouth. This is not to say that the food in the cafeteria is not delicious. But the food in the cafeteria is always the same. Chen Ming had long been tired of eating. And there was such a big mistake today. I always feel embarrassed to go back empty-handed. I have to find a way to resolve the embarrassment. For example, let's have a seafood hotpot or something together. And this trip to the seaside did not disappoint Chen Ming. Just arrived at the beach. I met 2 king crab weirdos, a crystal crab weirdo and a few lobster weirdos, walking out of the sea with steps that they didn't recognize. For these fresh seafood, Chen Ming naturally accepted the order. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level king crab monster and obtaining a strength enhancer plus 80. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level king crab monster and obtaining a physical enhancer plus 80. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level king crab monster and obtaining speed enhancer plus 80. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level king crab monster and obtaining a pair of crab claws. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level lobster monster and obtaining a strength enhancer plus 80. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level lobster monster and obtaining a physical enhancer plus 80. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level lobster monster and obtaining speed enhancer plus 80. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level lobster monster and obtaining the lobster claws and lobster tail. Chen Ming glanced roughly. There are 2 pairs of king crab claws weighing more than 10 kilograms, a pair of crystal crab claws, some crab legs, 2 pairs of large lobster claws and several lobster tails of similar weight. Originally, Chen Ming wanted to squat for a while to see if he could encounter a weird octopus, a sea cucumber monster, a sea urchin monster, or something like that. As a result, nothing happened until dark. I can only give up this idea. Walking towards the dormitory. Saitama, what are you doing standing here? Chen Ming just arrived at the entrance of the Reserve Hero School. I saw Saitama standing at the school gate, looking around. Teacher, you are finally back. Let me tell you something. Saitama stepped forward with a mysterious face and pulled the teacher aside. What's wrong? Chen Ming looked at the mysterious Saitama, confused. Teacher, it's Hell Fubuki's sister here. Saitama whispered softly. What is she doing here? Chen Ming was stunned for a moment. Why did the tornado come? Could it be that Hell Fubuki was injured? Apart from this, Chen Ming really couldn't think of any other reason for the tornado to appear here. I seem to have discovered something. Come here to investigate and then stop by for a visit. Saitama told what he heard. Hell Fubuki's sister is here as soon as she comes. You are not in the dormitory, what are you doing here? Chen Ming was speechless. Although Tatsumaki is a bit arrogant. But he is also a hero with justice in his heart. He's not a cannibal. Is it necessary to run so far? Teacher, you don't know, Hell Fubuki's sister, she. Saitama started to speak but stopped. He cautiously glanced in the direction of the dormitory. Visible nervousness. How about you go and take a look yourself? Chen Ming was speechless. In this case, what nonsense is that? Immediately walked towards the direction of the dormitory. I just took advantage of this opportunity today. Go and confirm your thoughts. See if the tornado is real. Teacher, be careful. Hugh looked at the teacher Chen Ming's retreating figure. He reminded me with a bit of nervousness and worry on his face. Ha, I am the queen. I am the queen. You all have to listen to me. You, hurry up and give me a dance for this queen. You go and sing a song. Isn't this my dear sister? Come on, come quickly and let me give you a good hug. It's still some distance from the dormitory. Then I heard a strange voice coming from the dormitory. It seems to be a tornado. What's happening here? Chen Ming was confused. Why is it so different from the tornado in a punch? With curiosity, Chen Ming stepped forward, opened the door and walked in. Inside the dormitory, a mess. Leftover food was scattered everywhere. The table was covered with empty wine bottles. The 4 girls, Asaka Heka, Hell Fubuki, Xiao Daochun, and Sykes, were all flushed and their eyes were blurred. They were laughing and playing, and they had obviously drunk a lot. And it's not just that. In the midair in the dormitory, there is a little Lailuo with short green hair and a very cute look, swaying in the air, flying up and down, and saying some vague words from time to time. Are you drunk? Look at the posture in front of you. Chen Ming has a black streak on his head. Never expected that. Asaka Heka, Hell Fubuki and the girls actually have such a side. Who are you? Are you also from this dormitory? The tornado swaying left and right in the air burped and pointed at Chen Ming with a puzzled look on his face. Chen Ming, are you back? Come, let's have a drink together. Chen Xiang Hezi reluctantly opened her eyes. I saw it was Chen Ming. A smile appeared on his red face. He walked over holding a half bottle of wine and shaking it. I almost tripped over something under my feet several times. Chen Ming was so frightened that he quickly stepped forward to help him. Come on, Chen Ming, let's drink together. Chen Xiang Hezi snuggled into Chen Ming's arms and handed the wine in his hand to Chen Ming's hand. Drink, I will be angry if you don't drink. Saying that, Chen Xiang Hezi patted Chen Ming's chest gently. Nai Ni said fiercely. Hezi, you've drunk too much. I'll send you back to rest first. Chen Ming couldn't laugh or cry. He supported Chen Xiang Hezi and walked towards his room. I didn't drink too much. I didn't drink. I don't drink. I don't drink. Chen Xiang Hezi waved his hand and defended. You didn't drink. I did. Chen Ming followed suit, soothing Chen Xiang Hezi. Then put her back to bed. Then there are Hell Fubuki, Xiaodakan and Sykes. As for UFOs in the sky, we'll figure it out later. Chen Ming spent a long time before sending Xiao Daochun and Sykes into his room. Then there are the two most difficult sisters, Hell Fubuki and Tatsumaki. Hell Fubuki is easy to say. He drank and fell unconscious. Pick him up and throw him directly back to the bed. The key is what to do about the tornado. Chen Ming was seriously doubtful. Is this tornado unable to walk? Even when drunk, he would fly around in the sky. Woo, that guy in front, get out of the way. The plane is coming. Just when Chen Ming picked up Hell Fubuki and was about to take Hell Fubuki back to the room first, the tornado in the sky actually played a game. Open your hands. Think of yourself as an airplane. Keep flying around in the air. As a result, he accidentally hit the roof. The whole person lost his balance. By chance, it hit Chen Ming. What am I doing? Chen Ming didn't wait for a reaction. The person was already smashed to the ground. To be precise, it was smashed into Hell Fubuki's arms. His whole face was buried in it. Well, Chen Ming spent a lot of energy and then raised his face with difficulty. Breathing heavily, I was almost suffocated to death. After struggling for a long time, I finally got out. Fortunately, Hell Fubuki didn't wake up. Otherwise, I'm afraid there will be another misunderstanding. As for the tornado on the side, he finally calmed down after the crash. Lying on the ground, holding a wine bottle in his arms, he fell asleep. Chen Ming breathed a sigh of relief. He picked up Hell Fubuki again and returned to the room. Then he turned around and picked up Tatsumaki. As a result, when he returned to Hell Fubuki's room with Tatsumaki in his arms, he swallowed subconsciously. Well, it's so hot. Hell Fubuki was lying on the bed, his brows knitted together. There was a somewhat uncomfortable look on his face. He took off his clothes one by one. When Chen Ming came in with Tornado in his arms, only the close-fitting clothes were left. And he has no intention of stopping. Already reaching for the last of his clothes, Chen Ming was so scared that he quickly closed his eyes. After a while, after hearing no movement, he opened a crack. Chen Ming swore. He really just wanted to see how Hell Fubuki was doing. There is no wrong intention. Really do not have. He is a gentleman, how could he do such a thing to take advantage of others? Ah, why did you fall asleep? Watching Hell Fubuki actually fell asleep again. Chen Ming looked regretful. It's obviously just one step away. Ahem, just one step away. He put the tornado back on the bed. Chen Ming put the tornado back on the bed. Look away. Quietly withdrew. Send all the girls back to their rooms. Chen Ming was very tired. I originally planned to bring seafood and have hot pot with a few girls. Looking at it like this, I can only wait until next time to find another opportunity. I wanted to go back to sleep, but the smell of alcohol was too strong. I have no choice but to take a shower first. Teacher, why are you here? Chen Ming had just finished taking off his clothes and was getting ready to take a shower. As a result, I raised my head. Only then did I realize that there was an acquaintance in the bathroom. Not someone else. It was his teacher, Kawanako. But Kawanako's face was red, her body smelled of alcohol, and she had obviously drank a lot. Chen-ming, listen to Chen-ming's words. Kawanako opened her eyes. He stood up unsteadily and looked at Chen-ming with drunken eyes. Are you going to take a shower? Then you're done. With that said, Kawanako held on to the wall and walked outside. When he reached the door, he suddenly stopped. By the way, we're even this time. After saying that, Kawanako walked out with a smile. Only then did Chen-ming remember his current situation. My whole body was numb. What's the situation? What does even mean? He didn't mean it last time, right? And can this kind of thing be evened out? Really, women's thoughts are so strange. Especially drunk women have even weirder thoughts. He was interrupted by Kawanako. Chen-ming was not in the mood to take a shower. I wiped it randomly twice. Prepare to go back and rest. Kawanako was already lying on the sofa and fast asleep. Chen-ming shook his head helplessly. Turn around and get into the tent. The result was once again dumbfounded. There was actually a person lying inside the tent. And this person is no one else. It is Nanako, the vice president of the Hero Association and the principal of the Reserve Hero School. What the hell is this? Chen-ming was dumbfounded. How could these incomparable people get together to drink? And they were all drunk like this. Have to. It seems that there is no place to sleep in the dormitory. I can only go somewhere else for one night. Teacher, how's it going inside? Is Hell Fubuki's sister still drunk and crazy? Chen-ming just walked out of the dormitory. Saitama, who had been waiting outside, came to greet him. Already asleep. Chen-ming shook his head. I finally fell asleep. I'm so sleepy that I have to go back to sleep first. Saitama yawned. It's time to prepare to go back to the dormitory to rest. Where are you going? Chen-ming called Kyu to stop. Of course, back to my bedroom. Saitama looked confused and didn't understand why the teacher asked this. Go back to your bedroom. It's full of girls. Do you think it's appropriate for a grown boy like you to sleep there? Chen-ming rolled his eyes. It seems a little bit, but what should I do? I have to stop sleeping, right? Saitama looked innocent. You look like you haven't eaten yet, right? Come on, I'll take you to eat something first. As for where to sleep, we'll talk about it after we've had a full meal. Chen-ming patted Saitama on the shoulder. No matter when or where, what he eats attracts Saitama's attention. He, it's going to cost the teacher again. How about we go to the Odin last time and eat something? I've been thinking about it since I ate it last time. Saitama grinned. What a great disciple. Just eat something casually. Last time, his master and apprentice ate more than 90,000 yuan. This really convinced him. Really, money cannot be in his life. I wanted to take advantage of this wave of weirdos. It's hard to save some money. That's good. Not warm yet. He was targeted by his great disciple. But, money, paper, flowers. Otherwise, what's the point of making money? Moreover, Chen-ming also wanted to ask something. How did these people get together? The master and apprentice soon arrived at the Odin restaurant. Saitama is not polite either. Didn't even look at the menu. I ordered the most expensive one first. Chen-ming was so angry that he almost wanted to clean up his family. Saitama, how did they get together? Are you talking about Principal Nanako and the teachers? Saitama's mouth was filled with caviar. It seems that because I heard that Hell Fubuki's sister Tatsumaki in the Hero Association is here, Principal Nanako, as the vice president of the Hero Association, came to take a look. From the teacher's words, it seems that she came with her. As for drinking, it's because of the tornado. Tatsumaki. Did Tatsumaki make them drink it? Chen-ming frowned. If it is like this, that makes sense. Tornado is the ceiling of the Heroes Association's combat power. It is said that even the elusive blast, ranked S1, may not be able to defeat the tornado. Therefore, the Heroes Association has made great concessions to the tornado. If Tatsumaki insists on letting Nanako drink, naturally, Nanako would not refuse. But, he clearly remembered that Tatsumaki never drank alcohol. Why did you suddenly start drinking this time? Well, it was Hell Fubuki's sister Tatsumaki who made Principal Nanako and the teachers drink it. Saitama nodded. All your attention is on the food in front of you. Can't stop eating. Then did Tatsumaki say why you need to drink? Chen Ming continued to ask. Didn't I tell you, teacher? Hugh raised his head and looked at Chen Ming doubtfully. Tell me what? Chen Ming frowned and asked. Hell Fubuki's sister, I asked her to drink. No, to be precise, I asked her if she knew how to drink. After all, adults can drink bars to some extent. Then Hell Fubuki's sister asked Nanako to drink. The chief went to buy wine and then they started drinking. Saitama shrugged. Chen Ming has a black streak on his head. Really, he just said it was a bit strange. How come a group of people who are so nice start drinking? All my feelings were instigated by such a great disciple like me. By the way, teacher, there is one more thing I almost forgot to tell you. Saitama raised his head. What's up? Chen Ming raised his eyebrows. I don't know why, but my heart suddenly skipped a beat. An unpleasant thought occurred to me. I told Hell Fubuki's sister that my teacher drinks a lot. She is not convinced and wants to challenge you sometime. What am I doing? Chen Ming has a black streak on his head. A few blue veins popped up on his face. He resisted the urge to kill Saitama. He is indeed a great disciple. Saitama, are you full? Chen Ming forced out a smile. I'm full. Thank you for the hospitality, teacher. Next time, we'd better go somewhere else to eat. The caviar here is not very good. I know a new restaurant that tastes great. Hugh moved closer to Chen Ming. Said quietly. Several blue veins popped up on Chen Ming's face again. Now that you're full, let's move around. Haven't you always wanted to compete with me before? We just take this opportunity to have a good comparison between master and apprentice. Is it true? Teacher, you are so kind. At this moment, Saitama was not aware of the danger at all. I was immersed in the excitement of finally being able to compete with the teacher. Of course it's true. Chen Ming smiled and stared at Saitama, who was unaware. Start moving your body. 10 minutes later. Old teacher, didn't we agree to have a discussion? Are you taking it too seriously? Saitama, whose nose and face were bruised and swollen after being beaten, covered his swollen face with a look of grievance and said vaguely. At first he thought he was just competing with the teacher. Click till then. Unexpectedly, the teacher did not hold back at all. The promised discussion turned into a one-sided situation. He was beaten violently for 10 minutes as a result of his actions. You have to remember that when fighting the enemy, they will not be merciful. You have to treat every sparring match as a battle of life and death. You can't slack off at all just because it's a sparring match. Only in this way will sparring be meaningful. Chen Ming wanted to rationalize his revenge. Pretend to be enigmatic and say something profound. Yes, thank you teacher for your teaching. I didn't understand your good intentions, teacher. It's such a failure. But don't worry, teacher, I will keep your teachings in my heart. Saitama was so moved that he burst into tears. He bowed to Chen Ming seriously. Very excited. It attracted the attention of many passers-by. That's almost enough. Let's find a place to rest first. Chen Ming himself was embarrassed to hear this. He waved his hands quickly. I took Saitama to a hotel. Under the surprised eyes of the waiter. One person opened a single room. Hospital. Where is this? On the hospital bed, the hungry wolf, covered in bandages, slowly opened his eyes. Looking at the unfamiliar surroundings and the pungent smell of disinfectant filling the air. He couldn't help but frown, trying to remember what happened before. But nothing came to mind. You're awake. Just when the hungry wolf was covering his head in pain, trying to recall what happened before. A familiar voice came from the side. Master. Hungry wolf turned his head and looked at Bang Ji-yu beside the hospital bed. Lie down and don't move. You're seriously injured. It's best not to get out of bed for another 10 days and a half. Bangu's eyes showed concern for his apprentice Hungry Wolf. That's it for now. His most proud disciple, highly talented, but also willing to work hard. Future achievements will definitely be very high. Even far more than him. Unfortunately, this apprentice is good at everything. It's just that his temper is a little weird. It's easy to go astray. Bang Ji-yu can only hope that one day he will be able to influence this disciple. Teacher, why are you here? Did you send me to the hospital? Hungry Wolf covered his head. His memory of the previous period was still blank. Not the slightest impression. I came here after receiving a call from the hospital. The nurse said that a boy about your age sent you here. Judging from your injuries, could it be that they were left while fighting a weirdo? Bang Ji-yu glanced at the hungry wolf. He knows best about the strength of his beloved disciple. Fighting for his life, his strength is amazing. Even a person of this strength can be seriously injured and rendered unconscious. So how strong is this weirdo? Weird, the hungry wolf showed some thoughts. Fragments of some battle scenes suddenly flashed through my mind. Head is dizzy. The pain made him break into a cold sweat. But he still held on stubbornly. It seems that he is indeed a weird person, and a very strong, weird person. An interested smile appeared on Hungry Wolf's face covered in cold sweat. In his perception, Chen Ming's strength should be about the same as him. He even had a slight upper hand. But after a fight, Chen Ming's strength has doubled. Just one punch. Just beat him unconscious. From this point of view, Chen Ming is indeed a very strange person. What kind of weirdo is so powerful? Where did you meet him? I have to say hello to the Heroes Association and ask them to send people to eliminate him quickly. We can't let him continue to do evil. Bangu said quickly. Even the proudest disciple is no match. I'm afraid most people in City Z are no match. It would be better to eliminate such a powerful monster as soon as possible. It's just over there in the mountains and forests on the outskirts, but it should have left by now. Hungry Wolf said casually, although I knew the master had misunderstood what he meant. But I didn't intend to explain. Because Chen Ming belongs to him. Exactly. It's his prey. He has decided. Stay here forever. Stay in the Liushaoyan Shattering Fist sect. Until the day you win. You don't have to worry about this. I'll let the people from the Heroes Association handle it. You can rest in peace and recover. After saying that, Bangu left the hospital in a hurry. Go straight to the Z City Heroes Association branch. Chen Ming, wait. Sooner or later I will defeat you. I swear. The hungry wolf looked at the full moon in the sky outside the window and swore secretly in his heart. Ah, sneeze. Inside the hotel, Chen Ming, who was about to fall asleep, suddenly sneezed. Is this that beautiful woman thinking of me? Chen Ming muttered. Then turn over and go back to sleep. After all, he has to go back to his dormitory early tomorrow morning. The opportunity is here. There is no reason not to catch it. As for what Saitama said, probably after what happened yesterday, it's possible that the tornado had been forgotten a long time ago. A night of silence. Early the next morning, Chen Ming returned to the dormitory early. The moment he opened the door, he regretted it. What the hell? This taste. Directly towards Tianling Cap, he almost sent the others away. Chen Ming hesitated, finally gave up. He really didn't have the courage to go in despite the stench of lethal alcohol. It seems that we can only find another opportunity to talk about it next time. Chen Ming, are you up already? It just so happens that I have something to do with you. Chen Ming was planning to leave. The zombie man's voice came from behind. What's up? Chen Ming turned around and looked at the zombie man. I seem to have found where the evolution house is hiding. What? Chen Ming was stunned for a moment, then burst into ecstasy. Where is the home of evolution? The House of Evolution is in a hidden mountain forest in the northeast. It's almost a day's journey from here. The zombie man looked around and lowered his voice. A day's journey. Chen Ming frowned suspiciously. It's a day's journey, so how did you find it? After all, it had only been 2 days since we separated the day before yesterday. 2 days have passed just by running back and forth. That doesn't include the time spent searching. It is obviously impossible to say that there is nothing fishy here. This, the zombie man pointed to his little finger. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Chen Ming tilted his head and looked at the zombie man's little finger. Looking left and right, I couldn't see anything different. As long as it's a part of my body, I can sense its location no matter how far away it is. The zombie man explained to Chen Ming. Then why didn't you use this method before? Chen Ming couldn't help but roll his eyes. If only I had used this method earlier. Then their trip won't be in vain. I forgot. The zombie man was very straightforward and then added. After all, the evolution house has been placed there for many years. I didn't expect that they would move out of there. Forget the past, let me ask you, are you sure this time? Chen Ming waved his hand and confirmed again. Absolutely, I've been chasing it over the past 2 days to see, and the evolution house is right there. Zombie Man assured. Zombie Man wants to invite you to find a home for evolution. What is your choice? 1. Accept, strength enhancer plus 80. 2. Rejection, physique enhancer plus 70. 3. Think again, speed enhancer plus 70. What is your choice? 1. Chen Ming hesitated for a moment and chose to accept. After all, there aren't many weirdos around here. A day of shopping may not necessarily yield much. It is better to go to the evolution house to brush monsters. There were many weirdos outside the headquarters that Evolution House had abandoned before. There are definitely more weirdos in this new build. It is very suitable for him to upgrade monsters now. Let's go. Chen Ming gestured to the zombie man. Let the zombie man lead the way. The two of them were in tandem. After leaving the hero school, he rushed towards the northeast. Could it be that the House of Evolution was what I was tracking before? Do not know when. The figure of the tornado slowly fell from the sky. Looking at the leaving figures of Chen Ming and the zombie men, there was a trace of doubt on their expressions. He hesitated. He quickly caught up with him. The new base of Evolution House. Dr. Kinos, if we move here, it should be safe, right? The Beast King squatted on the ground obediently. Speak politely and don't dare to offend in any way. Because its life lies in the hands of the man in front of it. Once you piss off the man in front of you, it will detonate the bomb in its head. Let it die without a burial place. Don't worry, we have moved to such a far place, those guys will never think of it. Dr. Kinos put his hands behind his back, standing in front of a brand new base. High-spirited, although this time I was forced to leave the base where I have been operating for many years. But it is also a new opportunity and a new challenge. There are more species in the forest here than in the previous place. Let him experiment to his heart's content. Dr. Kinos, the latest batch of test products has been delivered. Several wolf-shaped monsters came over pushing and pulling the large iron cage. Inside the big iron cage, a tall man was imprisoned. Yeah, very good. Genos looked at the brand new experimental body in front of him. The corners of his mouth turned up. Show an excited smile. He couldn't wait to experiment. Synthesize new works. Assholes, who are you? Release me quickly, otherwise, I will kill you all. Inside the cage, a unicorn-shaped weirdo was shouting arrogantly. You brat, it's not your turn to act wild now. Be more honest. The Beast King stepped forward and snorted at the unicorn monster who was shouting in the cage. Huh, who do you think you are? How dare you talk to me like this? Believe it or not, I will tear you apart in just a few seconds. The one-horned fairy didn't take the Beast King seriously at all. He scoffed wantonly. Asshole, I'm going to kill you. The Beast King's scarlet eyes stared at the one-horned fairy in the cage, and then turned to look at Genos beside him. Dr. Kinos, go, remember, don't go too far, leave me a breath, I will use it for experiments. Kinos stroked his glasses. He also happened to want to see how far the experimental product sent from the Weird Association was. Don't worry, Doctor, I will treat it well. Let it be honest. The Beast King laughed ferociously. Directly use the lion chop to cut through the thick iron lock on the wrist. TCH, with this little ability, you still want to sneak attack on me? The one-horned fairy sneered, not taking the Beast King's attack seriously at all. Boy, this is my appetizer. Next comes the main course. The Beast King directly activated all his strength. It is necessary to teach this newcomer what the rules are. That's pretty much it. The one-horned fairy grinned. Fighting with the Beast King. Dr. Kinos walked out of the arena. Through the thick glass of the safe, I observed the battle between the Beast King and the horned fairy below. The more he watched, the more excited he became. It is indeed a great gift from the Weird Association. Without modification, he can fight the number 1 Beast King in the House of Evolution. This is after the transformation. Just thinking about it made Genos extremely excited. The blood in the whole body starts to speed up. While he was excited, the competition has come to an end. The Unicorn Fairy fought back and forth with the Beast King in his normal state. But last minute, the Beast King directly took out the Madness Potion. Enter Rampage mode. The strength and speed doubled in an instant. The one-horned fairy monster who had been fighting back and forth before was instantly at a disadvantage. The Beast King punched him into the wall. Enough. Just when the Beast King in a violent state was ready to kill the monster who insulted it in one go, Dr. Kinos walked in. The furious Beast King stepped aside obediently. You really gave me a big surprise. I really look forward to what level your strength will be after the transformation is completed. Genos was so excited that he instructed the Beast King to carry the unconscious unicorn monster directly to the laboratory. Then take it upon yourself to transform the one-horned fairy. Asshole, what do you want to do to me? The one-horned fairy finally woke up on the operating table, looking at Dr. Kinos in front of him. The arrogant face finally showed a trace of nervousness, struggling fiercely. Don't worry, I am doing this for your own good. You will understand soon. You will thank me very much then. Also, from today on, your name will be Asura Unicorn. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.